Would you look at that, the best part of my day. Even when we washing out and get a face full of hay, trying to make our way down and you don't want to crash. We all know what it's like dealing with the road rash, but we always get right back up after a good slam. The Can't Kickflip podcast. Please enjoy the program.
Yeah, welcome to the Can't Kickflip podcast. Today we've got a special guest from British Columbia. He's a tech slide dude and a serious ripper with lots of style. You've probably seen him if you've been up to Canada for any kind of slide-oriented events. Giant's Head Freeride, Danger Bay. The list probably goes on. We're stoked to find out and stoked to have you on the show. Reese Boyko is with us. How are you, dude?
Woo! That was a hell of an intro. Thanks for that. That was dope.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I can't go skating too much now that the rain has totally taken over Vancouver. It happens for like half of the year.
I'm sorry, but it does indeed happen.
If you don't skate in the rain, you don't skate at all. That's what we say.
Yeah, how's the temps?
The temps there, it's going down to like 4 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Can't help you guys there, but it's getting pretty cold. You gotta wear long johns basically every day between like October and May. It's brutal.
How often do you guys rain skate during the rainy season?
You try to find the warmer, like less rainy days when it's not like actual torrential downpour. Then you're chill. You can get away with it, and it feels like you're skating hard wheels. I guess hard wheels with soft wheels.
Hell yeah! As a fellow rain skater from Portland, there are some techniques to make your skateboarding exist all year round. I just found out constant like base layer use, and you're good to go.
Yeah. I think we were more excited to like force ourselves to skate in the rain and skate every weekend or like every day when we were, I don't know, me and the homies were like in high school or a bit younger, and now everyone's getting like stuck in their ways, and they're like cranky old men. They don't want to get cold and wet.
People definitely adapt throughout their skating journey, where you'll be willing to do one thing when you're 19 years old, and then now you're in your late 20s. You're like, you know what? Maybe bombing a mountain at 2:00 in the morning when you're blackout hammered without a helmet maybe isn't the best idea.
There are better ideas, that's for sure.
You learn throughout the years.
The good thing about rain skating, though, that like is like the best part that you often don't think about when you're like, oh, let's go rain skating. It's like you're out in nature surrounded by other things that are also dealing with the shit, like birds and other animals. And like if you've got a good spot in like a park or near some like forests, some woods, and you're skating in the rain and like the sun comes out and hits you and like all the birds just like start firing, like those are some moments you're not going to get anywhere else. So I definitely love rain skating. It's some spiritual shit for sure.
No, and then like a lot of the newer Vancouver skaters, they're not they like refuse to rain skate. They just like start snowboarding and like drop the longboard, hang it up for the fucking winter. I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can curse.
I'm not going to try not to swear too much, but yeah, they hang it up for the winter and start snowboarding or whatever. Because we got some hella decent mountains out here. And like last winter, probably the winter before, was the first time that I managed to convince a bunch of them, like, no, this is chill. Let's go skate BP's bus runs or whatever, do a downhill run in the rain. And it was hilarious watching them figure out how the hell to manage not just to slide out through every corner.
Dude,
a run that would usually take us like 10 minutes would take us half an hour just because people are crashing every single corner.
It's a different beast, man.
Yeah, how long did it take you to kind of figure out what you needed to adjust to be able to skate safely in the rain?
Well, I started skating in like grade 9, and so we would skip school to go like skate bus runs. We would skate all the time. We'd get our parents to shuttle us on the weekends. Like we grew up skating in the rain and like in the snow, in the hail, and like you name it. And there's like slush on the ground, so we got pretty used to it pretty fast. Maybe by the second year of doing that, we were like grandmasters.
Do you feel like it kind of has it made your progression faster than it would have been if you didn't skate in the rain?
I mean, you definitely learn to hold out your slides a lot further. You get like a better balance point on it, but you like most races and stuff don't happen in the rain, right? And you're hard pressed to find wheels or like a setup that will act like it does in the rain. So I think it helped my hard wheeling more than it helped anything else. Well, I guess what got me into longboarding was riding hard wheels initially. Like I sucked at street skating and I just loved doing power slides and stuff. Then when I started longboarding, I was kind of choked that I couldn't do all these crazy slides that I was doing on hard wheels on like just a regular skateboard. And then so when I discovered rain skating, I was like, oh, this is the perfect, like bridges the gap. Now I can do a 360, but like on soft wheels, but not it's the rain. You know what I mean? It was cheating.
That was the perfect sell, dude. I'm sold on rain skating just from that.
It's definitely it's dope when you're not soaking wet. Is the thing. You gotta bust home while you're like dripping water, and it kind of loses its appeal sometimes.
Yeah. So if you have like if you're looking outside and you're seeing like what the weather's doing, like what is a make or break, I'm not gonna go skate in the rain kind of vibe for you?
I mean, if it's like if the road is consistently wet and it's just drizzling, so you're not gonna be miserable. That's make. When the second it starts pouring so hard that you're like if you get in your car and your windshield wipers just like going a mile a minute, like that's when you have a problem.
What was the first slide you learned that really got you into wanting to continue to learn more slides?
Just the heel side check, I think.
Cool. And
classic.
you said you were hard wheeling a lot. So was it on hard wheels or soft wheels?
Yeah, so I rode the old Landyachtz dinghy, the one that's like 6 inches wide and like really small. I rode that religiously.
Wow.
And it got to the point where I got like the old school like Earthwing slide A's. And I had those on my dinghy, and I had like crazy risers in the dinghy because those wheels are pretty big compared to what you can fit in those dinghies. And I was just like a hard style guy. I was also like pretty young. I was like, this is my personal brand. Like everyone knows me as a dinghy kid. I have to just ride a dinghy all the time. In hindsight, it was kind of cringe. I probably could have progressed faster if I got off the dinghy, but it was chill.
Dinghy with slide A's. That's a heck of a setup.
Yeah. Were you enjoying it? Was it like fully enjoyable the whole time?
Oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But there was definitely like a limited speed factor. You know what I mean? Like you can't go that fast on a like 10-inch wheelbase with slide A's.
Not at all. So around this time, who was your crew that you skated with?
So growing up, there was in Vancouver, everyone needed a team name. And so you'd have like North Van was the homies, and then like a different part of like Burnaby was the helmet crew. And then there was a couple others. And then my side of Vancouver, which is like pretty far away from all the really good hills, we were the Shithawks.
Shithawks.
And that was like Lane Jacker, who used to be pretty big in the scene, and Sam Neville, Colin Lyons, a bunch of old school names. I'm sure you can find videos of them. They were on like Earthwing and Loaded and sponsored by a couple different brands, but like long time ago.
Wow.
Back when they were handing out sponsors like candy. Yeah.
Wow. So you knew about sponsorship like right out of the gate.
Yeah, the scene was pretty different. Like the landscape was very longboarding is up and coming, and you didn't need to have like 20 or 30,000 Instagram followers or be going to all these events and stuff. Like it was quite small. And then we were pretty lucky to be in Vancouver where these brands are based. So like Landyachtz is based here, Rayne was based here, and we'd have like pros from California and stuff, like James Kelly, I don't know, Lloyd Poloni and stuff. Like they'd be visiting Vancouver all the time to go skate with Kevin. And Kevin lived at the bottom of our local hill. And so like we'd be we'd be skating and Kevin would be like driving up to work or something, and then he'd just be like, "Yo, grab onto the back of my truck and like shuttle us up this little straight, like not even a big hill, and just like shuttle us 2 or 3 times and just like spread the stoke." You know what I mean?
That's legendary. So you were like coming in like in the hot times. Like I remember back then, like if you were in Vancouver and you were at an event, there's probably like 50% of the people there were probably sponsored team riders. And that was like pretty much the standard, at least for Maryhill and like
that's fully what it was. Yeah. And then
came together.
Like it got pretty weird. Like us back when Original or Loaded, I forget, they had like that ambassador program, and they were just like literally everyone was on that team. I swear to God, you could make 2 videos and they'd be like, "Here's some wheels, like make more videos."
Wow. Yeah. They don't do it like that anymore.
Yeah, definitely not. But they were just stoked to have footage and like to build a scene. I think it really helped the longboard community in Vancouver.
That's interesting to hear that it was Loaded. I would have thought maybe Landyachtz or something that was in Vancouver would have been like the one doing that.
Landyachtz was a bit more closed doors around that time. Like they had their friends, they had their group, and they kind of cherry picked like some of the best skaters, and they managed to really, I don't know what word I'm looking for. They just made it like kind of special, as opposed to having just a lot of footage. It was like quality over quantity. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's good.
That's like the A-Team videos. Remember those videos?
Oh yeah.
Oh heck yeah.
Well, that's a good thing to do, because like if you have a team that like right away changes the vibe. You know, like if it's just like a program, like if you're part of a program, you don't feel like you're part of a team. And I feel like, you know, you can get different cool things out of both, but I feel like with a team, you kind of know like who has your back, right? Or like,
yeah, and I think it worked really well because they managed to build up like some famous names that people still talk about to this day. That like no one's seen Justin Ortiz skate or like Kyle Martin in like 10 years, but we still talk about him.
That's insane.
That's a good point.
So who are some of the big dogs that you were looking up to that you really liked to skate with back then, or would have liked to skate with when you were kind of coming up in that time?
Kyle Martin was my goat, man. He was like the coolest skater. He had the craziest style. He was like winning races, but also doing hard wheels and like killing it on hard wheels. And that's like, if you check out like a couple of his I think all of his A-Team videos, he was wearing like a green nylon belt. I went out and bought a green nylon belt and wore it for like 5 years. I was like, I want to be Kyle Martin.
Look what he's skating on right here. They like made a 2x4 with trucks on it for this video. That's epic. Okay, so like you're coming up, you're watching Kyle Martin skate. I can definitely see a semblance of the way that you guys have that double kick steez. So that's interesting to hear, because I think back in the time where these videos were coming out, they were influential all over. Like if you saw a video by Kyle Martin, you were like, damn, dude, like dude is built different. What did you like about Kyle's like skating and his videos, and what kind of drew you to that style?
Well, I think like one of the biggest things is, as you were saying earlier, like in Vancouver, it was like you'd go to an event and you just see like everyone's a sponsored skater. Kyle was like a unicorn or something. Like he didn't show up to that many events because he lived kind of like further out from Vancouver. And then when you did see him, it was just the craziest thing you've ever seen. And then so we'd show up to a race and it would be like him and Zach made him like broing down and like getting podium in the race. But then you show up to a slide jam and then he's like just killing it on hard wheels as well, and like podium in the slide jam. And it was like, oh my God, you can do both. Like you can be extremely, extremely good at both.
Yeah, that's wild. I do kind of wonder how he kind of like how he approached skating out where he lived. Like, because we've had some interviews with some other guests that are like silent assassins. They just work on it by themselves. Don't have a crew. don't have anyone really to like skate with to push them. They just somehow get after it. This clip is epic. You ever skated this spot, Reese?
I think I have. I think Flatspot used to do these things called highway jams where they'd like fill a bus full of kids and just drive around to spots. And I think we hung out there for a really, really long time.
Oh my
That
God.
was a slam if I ever seen one. Jesus.
There's the belt you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, that spot, is that like a road or a sidewalk? Like what's going on?
It's like a wide sidewalk thing. Just in like a townhouse complex, I think. Or like
Okay.
between two townhouse complexes.
So, Reese, when you were coming up and learning slides and stuff, what was the terrain you were skating? Like, was it big neighborhood bombs, like windy neighborhood roads, like alleys? Like, what was your go-to?
Alleys was probably my go-to. So the part of Vancouver that I live in doesn't have all the crazy windy roads. That's like North Van and West Van for the most part. And so we would be skating just straights. I don't know.
And you guys had some good alleys, you said?
But yeah, because my side of Vancouver is a perfect grid. And so yeah, you get anywhere there's a big steep straight, there's a big steep alley right next to it.
Hell yeah. And what were some of the features in these alleyways that you were like skating? Like, was it kind of like a skate?
Legendary. Absolutely legendary.
You don't have like Vancouver architecture doesn't have like crazy hubbas and like gaps and stuff. It's just like bump kind of just to like flatten out what the house is built on, and then it like drops like a little bit steeper, and then bump, and then drops, and then bump, and then drops.
If you ever want to have the best afternoon of your life, go to those alleyways in Vancouver. I had so much fun at that spot, man. Definitely wanted to go back. Or at least the spot that Guff took me to. That he took to Guff, me, it was Guff, me, Clark, and Tyler. Yeah, no, he took us to the alleyways down the street from headquarters. And it was the best time ever, man. I'm not gonna lie. It just
Did you guys do the bus runs?
Did we do what?
The bus runs, the alley bus runs.
We did one bus run. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Those are dope.
It was definitely dope. Definitely recommend it if you ever visit Vancouver.
Yeah. The one thing about alleys is because you're not like you don't want to do the run super fast. You want to like take your time and enjoy every feature. So there's some pretty decent bus runs where you can get like I don't know 5 or 10 blocks of skating in, take the bus back up, and rinse repeat.
Dude, that sounds ideal.
It's a life.
If you have like 5 different little like DIY skate spots that aren't even DIYs on your downhill run, like you can't really get much better than that. Like that almost sounds like similar to San Francisco, if I'm being honest. Like whereas the architecture itself is a feature, and you're like skating slow because you want to hit the driveways or like get a barrel or something or hit an ollie over a gap. Like it's all about like painting on a canvas, which is very different than most downhill skating we talk about. Like, a lot of those kind of places don't really exist in most people's available skate range. So like you're really only finding those styles and those like opportunities to skate those things in those big metropolitan areas.
Yeah, that makes sense. 'Cause I mean, yeah, if you live out in like even just like an hour out of Vancouver, the density like just drops, right? So the houses get way bigger. I don't know, people are getting like living on pretty steep like hills and stuff, so they can get like nice views and all this jazz. And that's where the curvy, windy roads come in. And I don't even think those people have alleys because everyone just got like a 4-car garage and like a massive house. And it's or it's like farmland. You know what I mean? The farmland runs are where it's at.
Are there good runs out there where the farms are?
Oh hell yeah!
Interesting. Wow. What do they like?
I like to liken it to it's like the city planner just dumped a bowl of spaghetti on a piece of paper and just traced like all the squiggly lines. They were like, yeah, we'll just pay for that. Like that works.
Wow. And do they kind of go with the grade of the hill well?
Yeah, always. Always,
Okay.
always. Because we gotta make sure because it rains so much here, the water's gonna drain downwards. So they can't have like roads going across the hill. Could have
That's
caused
true.
flooding.
That's honestly like I've realized living in the PNW, like kind of like a gnarly way to make a road, because especially for a downhill skater, because like if you're on the crest of the road and you're trying to turn but sliding down, your grip is just gone, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
You get
these,
these like off camber corners and stuff.
yeah, man, they're insane. Like skating, to me, like skating like farmland roads out in the deep woods and shit, like was always like, all right, the road needs to be like decent blacktop, because you need some level of grip, right? Like if it's slimy and you're going around a corner into like a concrete guardrail from like 1920, like I want nothing to do with that. So that kind of limits it to like rain skate, like straightaways or like roads that are like near grass or some chill woods and stuff, which lucky for like a lot of the Pacific Northwesterners, they do have, I would say.
Yeah.
Which honestly like opens up lots of possibilities for events. Like I know you guys did the highway jams with Flatspot, and you know you've got the Coast Outlaw series going on. What events come to mind when you think back to those early days? And you mentioned that you guys have teams. Like, what was the concept and dynamics of teams? Was it like just like a click kind of thing, or was it like, no, we're gonna actually like use this to like go against each other at events or something like that?
It was a click kind of thing. I mean, there was an air of competitiveness between us. Like,
Cool.
definitely, some of us didn't get along, but it was not getting along in like a friendly way. You know what I mean? Because we were always skating bus runs together and doing whatever. But like the second we get to the top of the bus run and get off the bus, then everyone disperses into their clique.
That's been
And you're
such
always
a
trying to like
funny
show
story.
up the other people too, right? Like when we did skate together, it would be a massive pissing contest.
What do you mean? Explain.
Like
Go in depth here.
like I don't know, just like who can get down the, like we're like racing, but like it's unspoken. You know what I mean?
The vibe
Yeah,
is just
whoever can shred the most.
Yeah.
was there any was there any like kind of like moments where someone would do something that would just like be like almost like, all right, you've earned my respect, like on a skateboard kind of vibe, you know? Like,
Oh yeah,
like
no, fully. Everyone
okay,
like over time, everyone kind of carved out their own like style or niche, and then like the fast boys all got really fast, and it was like, okay, I get you now. And then like the free riders took a little bit for us to like really figure out what we're doing, but then it was like, hey, this guy's really good at switch toe sides. We're not gonna touch that. Like this guy can do Roman candles. That's his shtick. Like this guy can. I don't know, everyone got their own stuff.
that's very cool.
Yeah, while we were learning and everyone's doing the same slides, and it was like we're all just learning to toe check for the first time. Then it was like, who can do it first? Who can do like a
Ooh.
10-foot toe check? Who can do I don't know, who can do a toe check into this corner at this run?
Dude, that is sick. That's like what everybody needs, is just someone to push you to progress.
Yeah, it pushed. Oh, did it push progression? That's for sure.
So thinking back to those times, like who pushed you and who were you kind of like going back and forth with? Like, was it your own Shithawks team?
I think my crew was pretty competitive amongst ourselves. So like we all pushed each other pretty hard when we weren't just being degenerates, I guess. And then it's I think that like helped the most. But a couple of my friends, like they did not get along with the North Van crew very well, and that like they were competitive with the North Van homies, and then I was just competitive with my friends, and then it was like a chain of events. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the world gets smaller and smaller the longer you stay in longboarding. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's almost like at one point in time, it might just be us and the homies left.
Straight up, yeah.
Were you much of a sporty spice kind of person? Like, did you do sports growing up?
Oh, I did. You name it. I played football. I did like gymnastics. I played rugby. I played soccer. Like I don't know. I had to like prove to my parents that longboarding is like a real recreational sport, and like please let me quit the football team and stuff like that, so I could go like skate with my friends.
It was a it was, I guess it was like I don't know how you would say it, like it wasn't accepted as like a sport by the sports communities, but it was definitely a sport.
Yeah. I think most, like, when longboarding was first up and coming, it was like very unproven, right? Like the only thing anyone in Vancouver heard about longboarding was that like someone died or got hit by a car on like Cypress Mountain or something. And then they'd hear their kid is longboarding and they'd go, oh hell no.
It's like, no, don't worry. I'm just doing 720s and blunt slides and neighborhoods. So
yeah,
in that video right there that we just watched, your Rayne video, where you don't have to blow the spot if you don't want to, but this looks like an area of town that I drove through trying to get to the ferry. Is this kind of
so that was, it's not secret anymore. That was my secret spot. Everyone would go and skate this road that goes down to the beach. We actually took Jared there. It's called Trimble. And there's, if you just go like one block over, there's this, and no one knew about this
really?
because it was just slightly shorter and like down this weird set of stairs, and there's like a dead end at the top and bottom, and like,
interesting. Yeah, it looks like glass.
It's like a Shithawks exclusive hill for a couple of years there. And then so this section right here, this is on Trimble. This is on the main hill.
How's the pavement on that other hill? It looked perfect.
Oh, it's crazy perfect. I mean, that road was like one of the worst roads in all of Vancouver for like a really long time. Like it was borderline a gravel road, and then they finally repaved it in like 2011, 2012. Like I don't know. And then everyone was like, "This is the spot. This is like the steepest hill in all of Vancouver." I think,
dude.
Eventually, we found steeper spots, but for a while, this was the steepest we knew of.
This right here, hell yeah. Is this an alley?
Yeah, that's what I mean by like the alleys. Like that's kind of the only feature we have. It's just like a steep drop until the alley continues, and it just like keeps rinse repeating that.
That's amazing. That's the shit. Yeah, I could session a spot like that for hours. This is very like San Francisco Steez kind of level skating. Like, let's find the steepest, widest driveway we can find, and then just like bang tricks there. Hell yeah. So when you put it that way, that you're like, you know, kind of waiting on repaves and stuff, it almost makes it sound like, damn, like we are completely at the mercy of like the highway department for what kind of direction our skate like adventure takes, just depending on how they repave roads.
Yeah. After a while there, we figured out like we could call the city and complain, and then like lobby our parents to call the city and complain about like certain parts, like certain roads or certain corners and stuff. And like if there was like a lot of gravel from a construction site or something, they'd like send a street sweeper in and clean it up. Not telling them that we just want to skate this. We just pretend we're concerned citizens. Be like, I have to bike this to work every day, and like, this is dangerous.
Take notes, kids. Yo, apparently, apparently, if there's like a road that people bike, and you complain to the city that it's a danger, they might repave it or at least fix it so it's safe to bike down.
Yeah.
There's some possibilities out there. We just got to figure out the secret language.
Yeah, the secret language. That's what, especially when you're a teenager and you're trying to act like an adult. But that is the secret language, I think.
So, okay, what do we got here? You reach down and touch the nose of the board when you're doing flip tricks?
I don't know. It's just something weird that I used to do. When I rode the home wrecker, you needed so much like leverage and like pop because that board is crazy heavy that I would bend my knees fully, like all the way down.
Wow, dude. Where'd you learn all these flip tricks?
While hanging out in alleys at like lunchtime in high school.
Okay, wow. So was there any inspiration from like street skating parts or anything? Or like, was it all Lombo inspired?
It was all Lombo inspired. I wanted to be the double kick guy because I like mostly hard wheels, right? And like with rain skating, I was like, okay, well, I'll just get like another double kick and be able to do that. And then like with being inspired by Kyle Martin, I wanted to like race and freeride. So I found like once I saw the home wrecker and I realized like, oh, you can race this board and you can like do crazy freeride on it and like flip tricks and stuff. I was like, this is the board. This is the only thing I'm gonna ride. To this day, all I ride is big double kicks. Like I won the Britannia stand-up race on like riding a double kick while everyone's on like crazy downhill setups with like rain grooves and stuff. I'm just riding a double kick with like worn ass like sector 9s on it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. What was your favorite double kick of all time?
I just have a special like spot in my heart for the home wrecker. But now that I've tried the Holotech Sidewalker, the Landyachtz Holotech Sidewalker, like that thing is so much lighter and like it pops like pretty crazy. And I think right now that's my favorite.
So
yeah, Bear did a good job of running it.
Remind me if that board is like still in production, because I had that board back in like 2017 or something.
No, it's not in production.
It's no longer in production, I'm afraid.
Okay.
But if you reach out to a local shop that may or may not, they may still have one on the shelves. Like I know one skate shop in my hometown that still has one, brand new, never been touched, still on the rack.
So yeah, I was walking past a Zoomies the other day and I saw one in the window and I was like, oh man, that's like, I might have to buy that just because I can't get another one. Like,
that's insane, dude. I would never expect to see that board anywhere near where I live right now. I would be blown away if I saw that board on the shelf anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think that style of skating is too popular anymore. And then like because it's like a Holotech board, it's like a bit more expensive, right? People are kind of hard pressed to want to buy like pretty expensive double kick when they know they're going to thrash it.
I know. I feel like we're in a weird space right now where like you've got people making boards for like $300 that are going to last forever and are made of like carbon and shit. And then you've got those same people who will like not even touch a double kick for $80. It's like, like the people who are buying $80 double kicks are like the people who are going to make that board into splinters by the end of the summer.
Yeah, it's I don't know, like the style of skating. I realized that I live in like kind of a bubble being in Vancouver. So the style of skating that's taken over here is like people buy a board, they'll like measure out their trucks and like what width of wheels they want and get like super technical with everything as if they're setting up like a race car or something. Then like chop their board to width and like do all this crazy modification just so they can like go fast. And just recently, like the end of this summer, people realized like, oh wait, like sim trucks, like 170 trucks, that I can ride Switch now.
Yeah, how did the Slide Jam series that happened in Vancouver kind of like make waves this summer? Did it?
Yes.
The Slide Jam series was, I mean, Jared went to a couple of them. Like they were pretty crazy, I must say. Like it reawakens the importance of free riding, I think, in Vancouver, because everyone just wanted to go fast.
Yeah, you can't really all go fast at the same time though. And also, when there's from what it looked like, a slip and slide and a bungee involved,
that was like the final hurrah. That was like the last hill or the last like event in the Slide Jam series. We just wanted to screw around.
Which one was that? The slip and slide or the bungee?
I think, we just have a bungee that I don't even know who owns it. I think it's Flatspots. They just lend it out. The bungee ends up at every event, everywhere. It's just, we always have the bungee. Yes. And then slip and slide, that was the final hurrah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure we had people using the bungee to launch themselves into slip and slide.
Well, okay, so this is an interesting.
That was definitely a proper send off.
So, but you guys have also got Wednesday sessions going on, which from the one I went to was like borderline Slab Jam vibes with how hard people were skating.
Yeah. Well, I think probably the one that you went to, that's when there was like a lot of people from out of town. And so like when we have events, the Wednesday sessions is basically another slide series, like crazy event. They should honestly just like call them something else and make it like a bigger deal. But when it's like quieter in Vancouver, you go to a Wednesday session and there's like maybe 10 people, like not that many people. Because everyone's like dealing with work and is like not too much hype because like you don't want to go skate with all your friends from out of town. And then those were way more low key. And it's just like people shooting the shit and practicing like whatever they want.
So these days when you're going out to like a normal session, what's your approach to the session? Are you just going to like get some laps, have some fun? Or are you actually like working on tricks and lines? Like what's your like skate hard to skate for fun ratios these days?
I think like I kind of skate alone a lot of the time. So I'll just like go and putt around the alleys near my place. And it's not a run long enough to be able to do that many slides. And so there'll be like one or two things that I really want to work on. And I'll just go and do like 360 shoves for like an hour. And like the neighbors think I'm insane. They're like, why is this kid just like doing the same thing over and over and over and over? But then when I go and skate with like, if there's an event or if we're skating a Wednesday session or something, it's definitely like show off hours. You know what I mean? And it's all right. Now I'm gonna throw some lines together and like be cool and I don't know, do stuff.
Do you listen to music when you skate?
Sometimes I don't know. My headphones like when you're spinning that much, your headphones always fall out.
Right.
Yeah. So that happens.
So what do you say is like your like what sets you off when you go to a session, you go to a hill? Like what is generally like the thing that kind of gets you moving to the next level, like establishes your flow? Is it just like how you're naturally tuned, and once you start moving, that's just the way you move? Because a lot of people have different approaches to what makes them feel good in skating. Some of them it being music, some of them just smoke weed. What's your trick?
I mean, well, it used to be smoking weed, but now I've kind of tapered off on that one a little bit. Nowadays, it's just because I like the style of skating that I do, or I guess just free riding in general, you guys do, is like not nearly as popular in Vancouver, right? And so I just like being different, I guess. And so like if I show up to the hill and do like a blunt slide or I don't know, some kind of 360 variation or something, people are just like in awe. And then once I do like a crazy trick and people are like, yo, check that out, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm like, now I gotta get that reaction again and again and again. So I have to do increasingly crazy stuff.
Do you feel like it's mostly you, or once you start busting those tricks out, do other people start bringing their tricks out of their bags too?
People definitely start bringing their tricks out of their bags too. I mean, we have Oliver Lanyon, like he's built the same, I think. Like he loves the reaction, and he shows up and like the first thing he's trying to do is some kind of like big spin body varial, like into a 360, like no comply, like just the craziest stuff.
That definitely sounds like
next thing you know, he's like doing an entire, like he's teaching like 10 people how to do I don't know, whatever the hell he was trying to do. And it turns into everyone's doing like no complies and weird stuff, like people that you wouldn't expect. Everyone's like riding 150 mil trucks trying to learn how to no comply.
Yeah, Oliver Lanyon, man, he's one of them for sure. Dude, yeah, I feel like I mean, I guess it's kind of blown out of proportion when you're just like looking at videos and stuff, but I do kind of wonder how many skaters do have like access to the bag, you know? Like some people can just do stand-up toe sides and stand-up heel sides, like, and a squat slide. Like that's the depth of their bag, but they can like skate any road confidently. Like that's another style of skating that I think a lot of people kind of started to do because it was more accessible for them to progress. Whereas like if you just throw your head against the wall 2 hours a week trying to do like a 360 shove, like, you know, it might never click. So you got to have something to go and progress with. That's, I think, why freeriding might have.
I think like Portland and Vancouver are like special in the way that they have, like, we have lots of like weird pathways and sidewalks and stuff that like other cities don't have, and so people tend to learn on that stuff before they get into the big stuff, and it just naturally gives them this like skate everything, like you're able to tackle almost any road mentality.
I think so, dude. If you can keep it together on a path, you can keep it together in a lane, no problem.
It also helps if you have accessibility to public transportation, so you don't have to rely on a buddy to drive you up the mountain, or have to keep hiking up the hill 10 times, because by that 10th time you're like, I'm fucking tired, I want to go home now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you have bus runs,
bus runs definitely make it more fun, and they're less exhausting, and you have more runs and you have more fun, and it just makes you want to come back for more.
Yeah, so what cities have access to like bus runs? I feel like the only ones I've been to,
maybe I think Seattle.
Doesn't like North Carolina have decent bus runs? I've heard, but I don't know for sure.
Do they? Does Asheville have a bus route? I'm not sure.
It does, yeah.
I've never taken a bus route before.
It was like it's interesting. Their bus runs, they start out in like parking garages, and then they empty out into some like choose your own adventure bullshit. Like, it's kind of hard to navigate. It's not like everyone's going to end up at the same spot. It's like you could definitely get lost skating those bus runs,
Yeah. It's like at the top of a big like neighborhood and a hill kind of thing, and it's like you just go whichever direction, and there's gonna be a hill.
It's pretty much like at the top of their town, there's like a hospital, I think, or a big ass apartment building, something like that. I forget what it was, but you start there, and then you kind of try to go down like towards the river, but the town is like long on a hill. It's not like all a hill and like kind of scoops into like at the bottom of like an ice cream cone that just scoops out and all into one spot. It doesn't do that. It kind of just like ends at the river, and you have to like kind of figure out your way from there. So I don't know. I guess you could, if you get to the river, you could get on the bus though.
That makes sense. Yeah. We got there's like an area of Vancouver called White Rock. It's like probably an hour away from regular Vancouver, and it's built kind of like that. Like everything's just going down to the water, and so you can go one of like 10 directions. Just choose your own adventure, and as long as you end up at the beach, you can catch the bus, and it'll like loop you back around to the top.
Oh, that
sounds
so
like a fun afternoon, dude. Straight up. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I want to go to White Rock. That spot looks sick.
Is White Rock that spot that you took Sotanaka to?
Yeah. That's where we found the steepest hill in all of Vancouver. That one's like super. Oh god, no, not this video. Anything but this video.
I just gotta say, the fact that you got Alex Moff to work with you is pretty dope. Look at that alley though. Goddamn.
Alex Moff, he lived like a couple blocks from me. Like that's that alley is like 5 blocks from where I live right now. And I don't know. He was a mad chiller. We filmed quite a few videos.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got to go on a trip to Giant's Head with him in the F-bomb many moons ago. But
yeah, he's dope. He's a super cool guy. I'm kind of sad that he like escaped the skate community.
Oh, he's always welcome.
Sometimes it happens.
This is
some people come, some people go.
This is dope.
Oh, dude! Wait, what year was that? Was that 2016 or 2017?
You gotta check the post. I don't know.
Oh, I can't even read it. That font is too small. But yeah, no, that was Sun Peaks. Yeah.
That was 2017.
I'm so sad that event doesn't exist anymore. That actually was like one of the biggest losses to the skate community, I think.
I never got to go. How much
of a flex was that walking carpet though?
Dude, it was so good. And then one year, my buddy and I, we grew up skating together, and we were so comfortable skating with each other. We could skate like 2 feet away from each other at all times. And he's Clayton Romaniuk. He's like a grandmaster at tech sliding and going fast too.
Nice.
We're like the same person. So we brought up lightsabers, and we would have lightsaber battles while going down the run at Sun Peaks.
Damn.
Oh wait, was that was part of the like? Because I remember there was like a costume contest thing. Like,
No, that was just random. We were like, what can we do to like add some air of like circus act to this? Because we're so good at skating like right up next to each other, and like people have trouble even taking like one corner at this. Like this.
oh yeah,
Every
no.
corner was so off camber and so tight, and the road is so thin. It's like Giant's Head on steroids, but like miniature also.
What is this
And
hill
so-
doing? Like, what is this hill doing at a ski resort? That's what I want to know.
They had like these gravity cart go-kart things,
Dope.
and so it was just like one of those some like weird attraction. It was like right next to they had like I forget what it was even called. It's like sleds or something.
Yeah, no, the Landyachtz crew was there that weekend, I remember. And so were the Motion Boys, the Omen Boys. Yeah, no, mad people rolled up for this event. It was really fun. The Restless crew showed up.
All right.
Moon
How would you
was
guys
there.
skate this? I wanna
How?
know. Yeah. Would you just rally it?
Okay, they're making it look way more intense than it really is. Like,
Well, they're trying to
It
grip
is
the-
pretty intense. I must like. Well, I guess the top
like,
like 5 corners are pretty intense, and then,
Oh,
then
they're
it turns.
like you can take it chill if you want. Like those guys were just booking it. Like, yeah, sure. During the downhill trials, like, yeah, it was. Yeah, you really had to dig in on those corners, and you had to be really tight and quick. Because yeah, like Reese said, like these corners, like they don't bank at all.
Oh,
You're
wow.
just taking on the full gravity of the slope of the hill, and yeah, you gotta like it's like you gotta slide just like a little bit earlier just to make the turn.
I think the worst part of it was that like before each corner, it would get like pretty steep for a second, and then the corner kind of
Oh,
like
no.
flattens out, and so you're like booking it into the corner. And when you try to like slide early, you're not slowing down that much, and the tires on the edges of the road had like plastic sheeting against them or something.
Oh, yeah,
and
they
that
did.
stuff was so unforgiving. It was like the worst thing to crash into humanly possible.
Fuck.
It's not wrong.
I mean, you're making it sound so good. I really want to go.
I mean, it was fun. It was definitely fun, especially if you were partying in the village afterwards.
Yeah, wow. That sounds fun.
Yeah, partying in the village afterwards was super fun because it's like a really really small ski town or like little resort thing, and like it's basically dead when it's summer. Like no one. It was before the mountain biking opened up. It was like after the skiing, and
There you go.
skaters were the only people there. We had
Oh, this is Vera's run.
Yeah, I wanna see-
I think Nick filmed this.
There you go. That's what you got to do. You got to do a 180 the wrong way reverse entry or stand up.
I gotta say, it was pretty ballsy of him to enter that first turn switch.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, how do you really skate this hill, though? And this is exactly what I wanted to know.
Honestly, this is like if you're capable of doing this is the most fun way to skate the hill. Maybe with less like switch threes and stuff, but like just ripping a corner like switch heel, and then I don't know, doing like a fun like I don't know, just 180s and stuff, like a big toe side. That's the most fun way to skate the hill.
Okay, now imagine the same run, but on like hard wheels.
I think it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, I did it on hard wheels like a bunch. It's doable, but
Is
that's when you're like clenching your butt the whole time. You're like freaking out because you actually cannot stop.
Okay, I was going to ask if it was fun or if it was like more of a clench your butthole situation.
No, definitely a clencher.
Dude, yeah, it's interesting to see how people like are kind of navigating towards like riding dragons on longboards now. I don't know if you're familiar with this trend, Reese, but Jesse Fabrizio, for example, like
Oh, I'm full dragons. I got like 3 sets.
okay, so like how long do you think it's going to be until like just like the water floweth over, the metaphorical water floweth over, and everyone just starts tech sliding on dragons on like longboards and shit?
Uh, I've been testing those waters. I've been trying to like suss it out. And longboarders, like once they figure out that you're riding dragons, once they try dragons, everything you do is immediately not impressive. But at the same time, it's also immediately not obtainable. Like for that,
It feels so good though.
oh, it feels so good. But like the level of practice and like when your bag is, because a lot of the skaters that are riding dragons now, they've been free riding or tech sliding for a really long time. So they're doing like crazy techie tricks. And like if you're like a more classical downhill skater, then you see that and you're like, oh, I'd have to learn how to do like a no comply and a 360 and a shove and a whatever, and like be able to get good enough with those to put them all together. And like they got no time for that.
Okay, I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole of this like theory, but I do kind of want to dabble a little bit since we got you here. Where do you think that there is like a missing link of getting people to try to start learning that style of skating so that they themselves can enjoy it? Like, it definitely does look hard and unattainable from an outside perspective, but I feel like once you start doing it, it does feel really good. And once you kind of get that hook of what feels good on your board, then you kind of want more of it. And then once everyone gets that bug, like, who knows what could happen?
I personally think the missing link is like serious slide jams with like actual prizes or like some form of motivation people to like go out and practice that. Because like back in the day, we'd have a slide jam every 2 weeks during the summer in Vancouver. And then so people would be really stoked on just getting better at freeriding. So they could like show up their homies and whatever. And then while practicing for the next slide jam, you and your homies would get a bit competitive. That would push the progression. And it was like this like amalgamation of people just trying to progress. Now like people see that racing is like the new crazy hot topic. And there's like that guy's on Red Bull and like it's like so coveted now, and like the prize pools and the prize money is like so big in racing. They're like, that's like this free ride stuff is like tricks are for kids. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I would say that there's always been a large pool of racers, but it just seems like all the slide jammers are just not doing it anymore. Like, I don't know where they went. It's like the numbers have just been shorn in half because the slide jam folk are who knows where.
Yeah. I think this also comes with like to be fair, like I know street skaters that can do almost all of my slide jam tricks with ease, like first try. They've never even seen it, and they just pop it off. Like maybe not as fast or not with as much style, like maybe it's on flat ground or whatever, but like the difference between a fair amount of like the tech slide tricks that we do and street skating is like pretty close. You know what I mean? Like there's not much difference. Right. You see guys like Fernando Yupi, who used to be like the tech slide king, he still is, but he like peaked in tech sliding, and then he just went, screw this, I'm just gonna learn to street skate, and then like combine the two.
Right, but yeah, I feel like you do lose something in doing that in the street skate, and that is the ability to do like more than one or two tricks per line, you know? Like,
no, fully, yeah.
Like the difference being that if you're tech sliding or doing a slide jam, you can fit like 8-9 tricks into your line because you have the ability to slow down. Whereas on a street skate with hard wheels, like you can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Totally. Yeah, but, I totally get what you're saying. I just think like the outsiders looking in, or like the guys that, when I say outsiders, I mean like the guys that don't freeride that much and they just want to like do fast stuff in a race. Like they're like scrolling Instagram or whatever, and they just see dudes doing tricks, and right. It's all like they don't differentiate the like the freeriding from the like whatever like SF style street skating from the like I don't know, like other dudes just like doing blunt slides down a driveway or something. They just see tricks.
Interesting. Yeah, and I mean, you know, speaking of Fernando, he's definitely been in the scene, and he knows what it's like to go fast. Looks like you can go fast a little bit. We got This is an old Rayne video.
Yeah, check the video that I shot in the chat.
Okay, yeah, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, no, me and the guys, like, I was the one kid obsessed with freeride, and everyone else in my friend group like just really wanted to go fast.
Okay, hold up. What's up with that shit? How do you do that?
Which one? The 1 foot?
Yeah, like, are you jumping into the slide? Is that how you do that shit?
Yeah, heavy preload, kind of jump into the slide, and then it just kind of happens by itself. I mean, eventually, once you do like a lot of them, then you can start like as you're landing from your like insane preload jump, you can start like balancing on 1 foot and like hold out the slide a little bit. So like on now that I have dragons changed everything. I can do those like probably a good like 20-foot one. If the hill's like steep enough and you're just like standing on 1 foot in like crane position. It's really funny looking.
You're just
It's
pushing
slide when your no complies.
Sorry?
Like 1 footers and no complies have a similar form of physics as far as like when your board or when your foot disconnects from the board and when you reconnect with it. It's a similar motion.
Yeah. I think another good way to get pretty good at like both no complies and but to learn one footers is to like do a no comply, lock your board flat at 90 and see if you can like push off your no comply foot and extend your slide and just like slide flat at 90 while on 1 foot.
For sure. Yeah, I like that one.
All right, so I've been going to the skate park a little bit recently, and I've kind of been taking like the jumping element, like the get low, explode into stuff, into my slides. But that's never the way that I've done slides before. When I usually do slides, I just like carve and like lock it out. And that's usually like what makes my slides work. But if you're trying that style of sliding for whatever no complies or 1 footers, that's not going to work at all. So does the jumping elements kind of like with slide technique kind of take it to the next level? Does it unlock a lot of tricks? Like, how do you control that board when you're literally like kind of exploding into a slide instead of like carving hard and like pushing? It seems like it's a very different style.
I think, yeah, it definitely is a different style. Like if you watch my skating, I tend not to pre-carve for like almost anything I do. People are afraid to skate behind me because they can't tell when I'm going to bust out a slide. And that's because I think like pre-carving is cool and all, but you don't get the like versatility to be able to slide on like certain like really technical areas of the roads. Like when you're skating alleys or something, like if it gets too thin to be able to pre-carve into your slide, then you're screwed, right? And so you have to, I think the getting low and just being able to pop it out real quick is definitely it's a learned thing. It's not for everyone, but it helps a lot in my opinion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, I think skating on like a double kick with TKPs definitely allows you to access that pop jump kind of style of sliding much easier than if you're on RKPs for sure. Or maybe it's just a small wheelbase thing. I don't really know.
I do it on pretty big wheelbases. I think I also like my style of skating is pretty weird. Like everyone says I have whack style because I grew up doing like springboard diving and gymnastics and stuff. And so I balance and like just act on my board in such an odd way that most skaters don't do. But I'm honing in on what like my diving coach like taught me, and like keep your arms these directions so you don't fall off the diving board kind of thing.
No, dude, that's valid for sure. I think having that outside other sport cross training intel is super valid for learning tricks. Frontside 180s, backside 180s, they tell you like pretend like you're jumping off a diving board to be able to do those tricks. At least when it comes to doing the ollie 180 version of it.
Yeah. So
I'm 100% on board with like team, like take it from another sport and bring it to skateboarding. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I don't know. I had like I was like kind of high level of diving at one point, and so I had like this like pretty old Chinese guy. He was the ex head of the like national team in China, and like moved down to Vancouver for whatever reason. And like he taught me all this like kung fu style. Like you gotta imagine like Kung Fu Kid, like wax on, wax off style stuff.
Wow.
Like drilled into my head. And like one day he like saw me skating in an alley in the parking lot outside the diving center. And he took a close look at what I was doing and like analyzed how I could ollie higher. And then sat there and in like very broken English tried to explain to me how to do it. And to this day, I ollie like that. Like it worked. I can ollie so high now.
All right. There's proof, people, that sometimes take the advice of someone who doesn't know shit about skateboarding. It might actually
So shout out Boshi Liang. Look him up on Wikipedia. It's impressive.
All right. So what was the advice that he gave you? Like, what was
he said that how high I'm lifting my feet is limiting how high the board can go. You gotta mind you, this guy knows nothing about skateboarding. He's like literally never seen a skateboard before. And so he came to the conclusion that your popping foot you can bring to your chest, and that's like maxes out on your body, right? Like you can bring that like right up to your ass. But your leveling out foot, you have to somehow figure out a way to also bring that up to your ass. Otherwise, your ollie can only be as high as that foot leaves the ground. And so he said to turn my foot upside down while leveling out. So like after some practice, I realized like you're basically leveling out with your shoelaces. And that way you can bring your foot up to like basically your crotch. And because it's pretty easy to pop the board super high and to jump, right? But then you just gotta like practice tucking your legs in as hard as possible to like get that extra 6 inches or foot.
You're tucking your front leg?
Where you're tucking both legs, but like your front leg is the limiting factor because that's the one like while you're leveling out, you have to somehow bring it up even higher, and you're like bending your leg in a weird way because you're leveling out at the same time and stuff. And so yeah, if you turn your foot upside down while leveling, you can bring it up higher.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Good advice.
I love it, dude. Oh man, you should have made that guy your skate teacher. He probably could have blown all of our minds some more shit.
Dude, yeah, man, that guy was a legend.
Hey, real recognize real. All right, what's this we got pulled up here?
This is a very old video of like, this is how me and all the boys learned to skate. Like this is, I think we're like 14 in this video skipping school.
Oh wow, blood orange grip tape. You know it's dated when you see that.
Yep, I still have a roll of that we obtained at
orange.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, it definitely makes you visible, but you got a full on roll. Holy shit! This is BPs, yeah.
This is BPs, yeah.
Oh wow, dude, yeah, man. Like, talk about a good training ground. Holy crap.
Yeah, so like that guy in the white shirt, his mom would shuttle us in BPs every weekend for like 3 years. We all like no one had licenses and knew like the rules of the road very well, and so we would like just straight line everything. How none of us died, like we barely spotted any of the corners. It was dangerous. It was pure danger, but we all like this was all of us like basically racing, or we'd skate so close together, bump drafting. Like every run is just another heat in the race.
Is everybody rocking round lip wheels too?
Basically, yeah.
That's amazing. Racing and downhilling full blast on round lip wheels, dude. This is how you figure it out.
This was the life.
Don't break your ass though. Yeah, maybe it was just something about it being like a Saturday that cars just were not trying to go outside or not drive.
Oh no, we had our fair share of close calls with cars. But we just got lucky. I don't know how the hell no one died. Like I have like burned into my memory like holding on to two
Oh, dude.
people while like threading the needle between a parked car and like a F-150 or something.
Jeez.
I love how the glove and putt combo immediately lets me know what timeline this takes place in.
Oh, okay. there may or may not be some weed smoking in that video.
When people were skating the BPs, was it like, what were those sessions like?
I mean, this was before like having huge group chats with like 30 people and like inviting everyone was like popular, and so it like they were just kind of knowing that everyone's gonna go skate BPs on Saturday or Sunday. Like you just show up and there'd be 10 other people there. But I mean, you only invited your friends, but like the other crew invited their friends. Then suddenly there's like 20 people there.
Right, that era of like, you don't need to know about it, but you should be there kind of situation.
Yeah, we definitely fill up the bus, and the bus driver is like kicking us off, being like we need to make room for actual residents. Like, what's going on? Like, there was so many of us, but no one, it wasn't organized like ever.
Yeah, but still, that's a good thing to have. Like, you know, I feel like what you were saying about how if people start, you know, going away and not really skating too much anymore, it just kind of lose the motivation to skate with yourself. Like, that's very valid. But we know that, you know, Flatspot was still putting on highway jams pretty far into that era. I mean, shit, like there must have been like what, 4 highway jams a year until like 2019, right?
Yeah, they got up to highway jam like 20 or something. Like there was so many highway jams.
Yeah,
and
and
it
then
didn't even feel like that many because they were happening so often. Like they were just, I don't know, they were like, it just seemed like a normal thing to do at a certain point because there was so many of them.
That's pretty rad though. Those always looked like a really good time. Was that all less, or did like people kind of go out and look for spots and kind of bring it back to him and be like, look what we found. We should have a jam here.
No, I don't know too much on the background of like who was in on it, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure it was all Les. I mean, Les would like ask the skaters that he knew, or like whatever the crews around Vancouver, to like about spots. If he knew like a general direction he was going, then he'd ask the Burnaby crew who were going out that way, be like, yo, give me 2 or 3 other spots that we can go hit while like on the way, just to make this like a big full day of skating like a bunch of different spots. And then we went out to the Chilliwack. He'd go ask the Chilliwack crew about like what happened there, like what should we skate there, kind of stuff.
Well, that's sick that he's looking out.
Alex offered this. This was this was like a flat spot thing where they chopped out boards to look like Christmas trees. That was heinous.
Yo, these tricks are like low key pretty gnarly.
But see what I mean? I'm skating a wet patch on the road because I want to do tech slide tricks, and the road is dry, and so I'm just skating the wet patch so I can do tech slide tricks on soft wheels.
Oh my god, dude. The patchiness is no joke. I've never seen patch utilized so well. That is dope. Yeah, it does. So, all right. What do you think kind of led to your ability to like really just like keep it under control? Like, was it just like consistently skating every week and every other day? Like, I mean, shit, like you've got such good board control. It's like almost inhuman. Like, what do you think?
I legitimately think it was the springboard diving. Like I was when I was serious about diving, because diving is like gymnastics but on a board. You know what I mean? Like I was at the pool like 12 hours a week or something like that, and then we'd go and do like dry land training where like practicing flips or whatever, like walking on balance beams and stuff, like another 5 hours a week. And like I had school off so I could go practice diving. Like they like wanted me to go to the Olympics and stuff, and I was like, all right, gymnastics is my life. Like this is everything I do. And it like that just naturally, I have such a like I practice my balance so much. And then so when I'm on a board, I'm just like I'm so on top of it at all times.
Was it difficult to find a wheel and truck combination and like a setup that could really like feel right under your feet?
I mean, now that the technology's gotten a lot better, I think we all kind of suffered from this. Like when we were first starting skating, people would just skate whatever they had and made it work. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
now that we have like adult money and the like technology and longboarding, now that dragons exist and stuff like that. Now finally, I'm riding a setup that like if I had this 10 years ago, that would, like I'd be cracked.
Yeah, like this
You guys
is like
find it that way? Like I don't know. We used to ride like mini monsters and like just like bent Parises and just like make it work. You know what I mean?
for sure. This shit didn't
Yeah.
exist 10 years ago.
Especially a time before precision trucks were, more openly available.
Yeah.
I want to learn that trick so bad. The no comply, nose grab, step off slide. Oh man.
Yeah, there's this. I follow like a bunch of Brazilian tech sliders, and I'm like low key stealing tricks from them, or like trying to. They do them weird sometimes, and I gotta like I get the concept of what they're doing, but I have to adapt it into like a more, I don't know, downhill style, I guess.
Damn, the 270 shove it 180 slide was pretty dope. I think that's what that was. But yeah, back to what we were talking about, how like gear was kind of like the restrictive factor. Like, I guess that's where rain skating comes in. Like, if you want to skate like this, yeah, this trick right here, boom.
I'm more impressed with the drone shot. I mean, the skating is impressive, but that drone shot, man, I don't know how he got. Who filmed that, Reese?
We had this guy Nick Perregard that would run behind you. He was on foot running behind me with
What?
with I think a DJI like camera, and the stabilization is just so crazy on it.
Yeah, that shot was insane. It was just like it. I thought it was drone footage, but I'm like, how is he filming this with a drone upside down? How did he do that? Like that was
No,
incredible.
man, Nick was like so slept on. I don't know, like people didn't give him credit for how good he actually was at both skating and filming.
Props to him, man.
This is cracked. This toe side right here on hard wheels, like that is fucked.
That hill is so steep that if you're able to hold it out, you could probably just like gain speed sliding down the whole thing into like the busiest road at the bottom.
I can't really tell how long it is, but the waves and the bends in it makes it look really fun. And you guys have oh, go ahead.
It's not as long as you think, but it's definitely the length of the alley.
I thought Oliver was going to do something cool there.
No, this is when I was like getting back into skating after university, and I had to like learn how to film myself, and not the best.
Hey, we all started somewhere.
Okay, well, since we haven't really dived into it too much, let's kind of go back to your origin story a little bit. So you were skating with your homies, surviving in the BPs, doing slide jams. Shit was lit. And then at some point you started getting sponsors, and like tell us a little bit about like what your like post high school experience as a skater. And I know you said you went to university, like how that all kind of came into play in your life.
Yeah. So, well, I initially thank God to Les. Les is a like God amongst men. Les knew about Eddington, which was the hill that everyone would go to and skate after school or whatever. That's the one that Kevin lived at the bottom of. I'm pretty sure he was hanging out with Kevin at the time, and he would just randomly show up with like pros basically, and like guys that we seriously looked up to, just for fun and probably to scout talent as well. And one day Les showed up and he's like, "Yo, I'm releasing a mini board, and I heard you ride a dinghy. You want to film a video for Rayne or whatever?" And like gave me this mini turd-shaped Rayne cruiser thing. They were like chopping out of Blem boards, and that's what kind of solidified, like made everything more serious for me. I was like, oh, now like I'm sponsored now. I'm one of the big dogs. Like I wasn't, but I like as a 14-year-old, you're like, oh, this is serious now. And I don't know. I just managed to, like, through Les and through Rayne, I managed to make so many more friends of like people that are actually in the scene, like in the business of longboarding, and that's I think that's what carried me through skating after high school. Once everyone, like the shithawks and like the local little niche crews and cliques all dispersed and kind of like became one. Skating with the big dogs is what really kept me motivated.
Cool. So who are some of your teammates in that time frame?
That's when oh man, I'm blanking on the names. We had like Oliver Corman and Clayton Romaniuk and Will Smallwood and I don't know, I think like Danny Smith was on the team at one point. Like there was a bunch of guys that don't skate anymore, really. Like this is like back when I guess everyone's a Grom and like no one was like sponsored, you know what I mean? Like we were just happy to be getting like a set of wheels every like month or two and
oh wow,
like part of something bigger.
So young.
Yeah, I know. Wow, so this
14?
is like
Reese,
That's
14?
Yo, look at that hair though.
I know, I was gonna say, damn,
God, look at
this kid about to go Super Saiyan up in
will
the
be the night I will fall for you.
yo, he knows. There's a phase, right?
Oh, dude, it's great. Early.
So was this like the era that Rayne really got into like chopping shit? Remember they were having like some
chopping shit was like the next year, like right after. But Rayne was always into chopping stuff.
Yeah, because I remember they had like they'd come to like your town or whatever, and they'd have like a chopping class. Like I remember they did it for daddies a while ago.
Yeah.
And a bunch of my friends went out and made their own little Rayne chops. Yeah, I mean,
Rayne was like at the forefront of a lot of like longboard customization. Like they also, because they owned Vicious, right? Like they were the ones to like advertise and basically invent and like spread to the masses like 3D grip, whatever. Like putting more grip tape under like on your board before you gripped over it to add like more texture and more concave.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
And like chopping boards and like really customizing your setup.
Yeah, I bet you guys went hard in the paint doing that in the rain all the time.
Yeah, people would go pretty crazy, get like trying to like trace out the shape of their foot and like making full, like using like 3 packs of grip tape to like make it so your foot's just like basically fully locked in.
Yeah, there you go. So back then, you were like kind of mixing and matching multiple styles of boards, it looks like?
I've always been able to skate any board you throw at me. Like I also like whatever was popular back in the day, I just like one week I'm riding a kill switch and the next week I'm riding a wolf shark and the next week I'm riding a dinghy. The next week I'm riding a double kick. Like I just learned on everything. It was just like the hype train, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we got another ATV in our midst, Jared.
Not many of those that come around.
Yeah, well, there's an ATV and then there's like can ride it all kind of person. Like we just had Brandon Tisson on the podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah.
OG Portland shredder. He said he had the same era where he was just like trying to skate every single board he could find to like get used to something or like find what he liked. And dude, there's I mean, I don't know if it's like a thing about living in the Pacific Northwest, but in Portland, when I was living there, we were going through the same thing. Like you'd be riding a different board every week just because you like were trying to find the thing that clicked, I guess.
Yeah, and there's like so many kids skating, right? You could like swapping boards and like trading stuff and like buying boards off your homies and stuff was like really common, you know what I mean? So you could access everything.
Yes, the traded all era, like what started with Pokemon cards, has now came to longboards. Dude, yeah, I feel like you know, it'd be cool if there was a little bit more trading going on instead of just straight buying shit on BSTs. But
well, I think it was different when like your parents were buying you boards and stuff, and like also the boards were substantially cheaper than now. You got to buy like a $500. I don't know what it is in American, but like in Canadian, buying like a $600 like Happy Board Co. board or something like that. And it's like it's like
dude,
prized grail that.
I mean, I just don't get it. Like, if you're gonna buy a $500 board, like, I don't know, like, it's those Happy boards are so small. It's like it seems like that's not even $500 worth of materials. Shit, that thing is like a normal size skateboard. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't ride those types of boards, so I like don't understand it. I've like consciously made a decision not to pay attention to all this like crazy downhill race technology. Like it's beyond me. I'm not gonna, like, there's no races around anymore. Like I'm not gonna race. The racers take it so seriously now, and they have such a different style of skating that it's like it doesn't interest me anymore. Back when people were all racing on like 180 mil trucks and just like the most clapped wheels ever, like, and the skill level was pretty like neutral across the board. That's when it was a lot more fun to me. Now you have these guys that are showing up with like just like $1,000+ like thousands of dollars of like weird technology in their boards, and they're like treating it like a science experiment. You're like, dude, this ain't for me.
I wonder if we did stock series races, it would make racing like more accessible for people, you know? Or like
we actually did that. We actually did that in at Dirt Farm Free Ride, where Will showed up with a box of wheels, and everyone who was racing had to ride the exact same set of wheels. So it was fair play for everybody racing. It made it a little more interesting and, you know, more fair for everybody competing.
Yeah, that sounds dope. We've tried doing like, we called it like OG races, something like that, where like everyone has to ride like a certain wheelbase, like no wheelbases under like 25 or something, and like no trucks under like 165.
Yes.
And, like whatever, but people still found ways to skirt around the rules and like put on, I don't know, angled risers and like do weird stuff to give themselves like kind of an edge.
But no, man, no risers, 180 sims, clapped wheels on a Lombo. Yeah. That's what I want to see. I'd fucking race if that was the case, dude. Like last race I took seriously was a more than 28-inch wheelbase race at Maryhill. It was like, I just got my setup dialed for that shit. I was like, I got this. I got a 10-ply tank board. It's got like a 30-inch wheelbase. I'm ready. But yeah,
man, those were the days. Like racing in like 2013. That was the shit. That was like that was really fun.
Yeah, but going back to your story about how you guys were kind of getting on Rayne, but mostly just like doing less a favor with that video. Yeah, like, so how did it kind of, did it feel like it was an opportunity for you, or was it more so just like, oh, that was like lucky, it's not going to happen again? Like, what were you kind of feeling after that point of filming that video?
Well, I mean, all those people, like everyone was on the Rayne team, but it wasn't like we were all 14-year-old kids, and it's not like we're asking for too much, and we're just happy to be like get paid an exposure, you know what I mean? Like, and get like a couple of sets of wheels, and the wheels were so, I don't want to say trash, but like you're rocking like 2013 wheels, right? They're nothing compared to what we ride today, and so like just getting 1 or 2 sets of wheels would last you months and months, because we weighed like 90 pounds soaking wet, and we're not doing like crazy massive slides. This is back when people like do like a 20-foot slide, and it's like, oh my god, it's the craziest thing ever. So like everyone there was on the team. It was just a matter of like who dropped off over time, who managed to make more videos, who would like show up to more events. That kind of dictated the future with everyone.
And was this through Flatspot, or how did this opportunity kind of get
This is
put in your
before
lap?
Flatspot even existed. This is when Les was like the team manager, marketing manager. I don't even know what all his job roles were, but he was like helping run Rayne basically.
Got it. So
Les is behind the scenes. Les pushed the longboard scene more than like I think anyone in Vancouver. He really like made sure that the youth like had a direction to go. He foresaw the future. He knew what needed to be like worked on to help keep the stoke going, help like push progression, and he just made it happen, man. He was a visionary.
did you guys kind of know that at the time, or was it kind of like later in the game that you kind of picked up on what he was doing?
No one even thought about that at the time. You were just like, oh, this guy is like throwing this event, or like he's like advertising this new thing that like no one's ever heard of before. And like most of it turned out to be Les's idea, or like Les would like hear the idea from, I don't know, Louis Poloni, or I'm blanking on names, but he'd hear the idea from someone and be like, that's got potential, and then he would bring it to the masses, and then next thing you know, he's made it easier for kids to get into skating, or he's made it so that kids that already skate can progress even more, or like a faster rate, just by saying something's cool, and everyone believed him, and lo and behold, it was very cool.
That's what's up. So was he kind of like this figure that was kind of outside of like the community, like the local community, like in terms of like, oh, I'm gonna hit up Les to go skate today, or was he kind of just like, he's the guy in the industry who also happens to be doing stuff for our community? Like, how is that in your mind at the time? Like, what was his like?
It was a bit more like he was a busy guy. I mean, he was like running Rayne and doing all this jazz. So like, it wasn't, you wouldn't like hit up Les to go skate, I guess. But I mean, I lived really close to Les, and so like I would do that, and there's a couple other guys that would, but most of the scene exists like across. It'll go like across downtown, cross a bridge, and then like 15 minutes more into the middle of nowhere in like North Van or West Van. That's where like the big hills are. That's where most of the longboarders actually live. But there was like 2 or 3 of us that lived pretty close to Les, and like this flatter side of Vancouver, and so like we got pretty close by skating with him more often, or like hanging out at each other's houses and stuff. But yeah, I guess like other people weren't so lucky. But I mean, they were luckier because they had way gnarlier hills. So it's a toss up. I don't know.
Right. The ones who don't have will do whatever it takes to go get it. That's maybe like the difference between the kids who are born on the hills and the ones that don't. Like, if you have to go to the hills, like if you have to go out of your way to go skate a hill, you're probably going to be in it for the long haul because you put in the work, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys had like industry, I don't know, like big shots. Like Portland had Billy Bones and stuff. I'm sure he was kind of the same. And then like Bellingham has Nate Blackburn, and then
right.
Like yeah. I don't know. I feel like they were kind of the same as Les for Vancouver for their cities.
Yes. So when I got to Portland, Billy was kind of like already on his way out of the community and not really doing it anymore. And JP, who was the shop owner who was doing it in Portland at the time, he was kind of already on his way out. But when I was living in San Francisco at the time, Big Dave, he was the guy who was like making everything happen. And he was a team manager for Caliber and Comet, I believe. So he was always wrangling cats in San Francisco to go skate like bus runs and then go on team trips and go film and, put in the work for Comet and Caliber. But he still did these like weekly sessions where like you could come and get on his bus and he'd drive you around to anywhere in the city and you just skate like bus runs all night long, but you had like your own chariot. So yeah, I definitely got to experience it myself in the form of Big Dave. And yeah, man, like I don't even know where we would be without people like that. Like we're just like putting in their blood, sweat, and tears to just make shit more dope.
Yeah. That was the Sunset Sliders bus, right?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that the one time that showed up to BP's and like with just a bus full of people, I'm pretty sure they drove it all the way down from California, and it was like, whoa, this that was one of the gnarliest BP sessions ever.
Dog, if you got a sliders bus rolling up to your local sessions, you were blessed.
Oh, it's gonna be a good session.
That was like one day. I don't think that ever happened again. There were like a bunch of like 15-year-olds just freaking out, like trying to impress all these like basically like way better skaters and like kicking out in front of them and like just like causing a ruckus.
That's the standard. I mean, that's fucking funny. I can't imagine, bro, like trying to go to like skate this place you've never been before. Like, all right, it's time. I'm gonna fucking buck this hill up, and you just have some random kid jump in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Fuck. I mean, that's one of the burdens of having to be a pro rider is that you've got these little kids trying to get in the way of your first time descents to impress you, I guess. But I don't know. That's funny. That's part of the game. Wow. Yeah. So I mean, that's awesome that you got to have the experience of like having these people come into your town and shred from places like California and whatnot. Like, and then you were also going to events like Giant's Head, Sun Peaks. Like, so you got to skate with these like people from the very get go. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, Vancouver was like the hub. Back in the day, there was a race in BC or like surrounding Vancouver every weekend from May until September. And some of the races were like really big races. And so we'd have people from out of town all summer long. And it like, I think that also helped us progress a lot because there were just pros everywhere and like people that you'd never like normally get a chance to meet. Right. And so and there wasn't that many discovered like popular skate spots. And so you'd be skating BPs as like the go-to, and then just randomly like James Kelly and like, I don't know, like the craziest riders just like show up with Kevin on the bus. And you're like, oh, what's happening? Like, this is crazy. Did I die and go to heaven? And then, I don't know, it's like, then the next day you show up and there's just like another like 3 dudes from like Colombia or something that are like just absolutely cracked. And you're like, oh, what's happening?
As you were taking on the role of the observer, seeing all these awesome skaters come into your town, eventually that started to change and shift, I'm guessing, because at a certain point, like you become the observed, right? With all the tricks you're doing and like the style of skating you brought to the table and your own personal growth in the skateboarding world. How did that transition go from kind of like seeing like the old guard kind of pass on to you kind of getting an opportunity to like pick up and take over from there?
I personally, I don't even think that like I've taken over. I always have this like kind of not imposter syndrome, but like I don't feel like I'm that big a deal. Like there's the old guard, like they're still in my mind the legends, and they still show up every once in a while. And like some of them maybe like washed up or like not as practiced as they were before, but they're still like the best people I've ever seen. And then you've got other people, like the style of skating's changed over time as that happened. And so you've got just like a whole group of other guys that are incredibly talented in their like niche of skateboarding or like their style of skating. And it's like, I don't think I ever like wanted to be like this huge name, this crazy showrunner or whatever. And like, I don't know, like there's still like Liam Morgan still skates, and I still think he's like one of the best to do it and stuff like that. And then like you have like Byron, he still shows up to events here and there.
But dude, you get better. I feel like you get better into skating as you get older because you just spend more time and you adapt, right?
Yeah. But I mean, like at the same time, I've fully had like I've shown up to an event and had people be like, bro, like you released these videos that like totally made me want to like learn how to do those tricks and learn how to do this. I'm like, what, me? Like, what do you just? There's other guys, like there's guys that are way better than me. You should check out this video, and this this guy does tutorials. Like, you'll follow this guy on Instagram. Like,
dude, that's awesome that you're giving them more like resources. That's sick. But definitely,
like, I mean, I'm sure, like, me obsessing over Kyle Martin back in the day, like, when I finally met him, I was like, bro, I skate because of you. And, like, he did the same thing. Like, he was like, bro, I don't even release footage that often. Like, you should check out, like, I'm inspired by these guys.
Well, that's the funny thing about, like, you know, the being a super talented skater. It's like no one ever really tells you to your face, but there are people watching who are like taking notes and trying to get like really fucking good. Like, dude, like I'm sure like by just listening to this podcast, a bunch of people are going to be like, holy shit, dude, thanks so much for putting this out. Fucking hey, I always wanted to like learn more about this dude. But you know, when you're on the hill and you're just there to skate, like you don't have time to go and like introduce yourself to your fucking hero.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Like we're just people who skate. Like just like Kyle Martin, dude. Like when I first met him, bro, I was like, oh my God, dude, like your skating is fucking so good. Like you fucking inspired me to like try all this shit. And he was just like, oh, okay, whatever, dude. Thanks. I'm just skating. It's just fun. I'm like, yeah. But it's fucking sick to watch.
There's that green belt again, I'm pretty sure. Speaking of Kyle Martin.
But no, man, like you got so many fucking sick tricks that you're bringing to the hill. I'm sure there's people out there who are just like blown away. So, you know, you definitely deserved your flowers for that. Just like this what you brought to skateboarding with how tech you get and the way you interact with the skateboard. It's something impressive to watch for sure.
Yeah, I just love it, man. I just do it for the love of the game, I must say. And it's like it's fun and cool, like trying to be creative with it. You know what I mean? Like especially like Jared, I commend him for his style of skating. Like just coming up with these crazy tricks that like people don't usually do, and like busting his ass to be like one of the only people that probably anyone's ever seen or like land I can't even think of anything off the top of my head, but like a 360 shove to like landing with your legs crossed like a lady killer and like that kind of stuff. Like, how many people do you think can actually do that, like around the world, realistically?
I mean, there's a handful of people who can do it.
I would say the people who actually put in the time to learn it could probably figure it out, but not many people are doing that, you know?
Yeah. And then like when because we're in it, right? And so we follow that handful of people and we know them all and like push each other online at least. But the cloud of vape is hilarious. Like I don't know, like if you're like newer to longboarding or like not taking it so seriously and you just follow like one guy that does it, you've never seen that trick done ever before, and you're like, I don't know, so like you're like this unicorn like fucking wizard that can do these crazy things no one's ever thought of.
And that's why I honestly keep up with skateboarding, because like I'm always trying to learn new shit. And it's awesome when you get to see like these people who are like from Brazil or whatever, who are like inventing these tricks you'd never even thought of. And you're like, okay, I guess I'm going to go try that shit now. Like you can only invent so many tricks yourself, you know? That's why you need people.
Yeah. Like to be honest, I like have put in work trying to find the best Brazilian tech sliders. And I'll be scrolling Instagram for like an hour or two at a time, trying to find like another account to follow, but I don't speak Portuguese and I don't understand their like the way they use hashtags. And then like tech sliding is pretty big there, so you got to parse through like a lot of like kind of mediocre skaters or people that are learning to find like another Fernando Yupi. You know what I mean?
Bro, you got to go down there and learn some Portuguese.
Yeah, I've always wanted to, but I also I fear for my safety. You know what I mean? Like they skate like the steepest roads, open roads, while there's like buses and motorcycles and like crazy stuff just like zooming around them. And like, I don't know, man, that's terrifying to me. I definitely practice risk mitigation to like an unhealthy extent. Well, probably super healthy actually, but.
You talking about Colombia or Brazil?
Brazil.
Okay, because I know it happens in Colombia, but all I've seen in Brazil is just like pretty much the same shit I see in San Francisco, just straight lining or straight sliding the shit out of a skate hill.
Skate Furia on Instagram. He's cracked, and like his videos are are, well, I guess he's gotten more tame now. Skate Furia, one word, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Skate Furia, man. I've like downloaded some of his videos, put them in like slow-mo, like analyzed exactly what he's
This
doing.
dude. Yeah, no, this guy's insane.
But like this is the style of skating that I've always like connected with, and I see all over YouTube and stuff. This is like what Fernando used to do. I just learned how to do that 1 foot like blunt foot drag thing.
The short wheelbase is an issue for me.
Yeah, man. I used to tech slide like that, and you definitely can. You can do the tornado thing on it. I think that's probably the only like real benefit to riding the short wheelbase. Otherwise, everything is just sketchier.
That's wild. Ah, fuck, dude. Yeah, whenever I watch these videos of these Brazilians doing this stuff, I'm like, bro.
Yeah, it's like no helmet. Like,
I mean, dude, it's
over the road.
No pads.
It's fucking
at cars and stuff. Like, it's just on like the sketchiest roads too. Like, I don't know. It's so cool, but I also don't want to die.
It's like skimboarding, honestly. Like the way they're spinning.
Hang on. Sand sliding, yes, I will agree to that. But wave riding, different beast, mate. Different beast.
Well, yeah. If you've got waves involved, for sure. But like just like on the skim though, like I don't know, man. This is gnarly.
Yeah, like I see where you're coming from. Yeah, like I said,
meet me at rain skating then. It's like
okay. I'll give you that one.
Reese, do you feel like you could do these blunt shit slides? And
no, I can't. Rain? I mean, I can't do like they do like nose blunt 720s and stuff. I can nose blunt 3. Mine look horrible, and I fall on my face more often than not. But like I don't know. I totally can. The Brazilian tornado thing, where they like preload super hard and then actually do like a million 360s at once. That eludes me. I have no idea how that's possible. I've watched like videos of the UP family, like the entire UP family. It's like an easy trick for Brazilians. You're just born in Brazil and you just like know how to do like a 1900 spin while like looking like you're a tornado. I don't know. They're like bringing their arms closer to them and like just like it's not a bunch of separate 360s. It's a tornado.
Are you talking about this trick coming up right here, where he's like in
this video he does like a bunch of separate threes. You can tell because he's like bending his knees and extending over and over. But like in I think the last one you clicked on, like he did a classic tornado. I don't know.
In certain videos they pull it off clean, like seamless. I mean, you're definitely right. You could tell when they're lining up with a tornado, you can tell there's a seam between
no, maybe the one before that.
But sometimes they do it so well and so fast that you can't even notice the seam in the line.
Yeah, I mean, and like the UPs, like they do it and it's like so clean, man. They like have their arms perfectly straight out. They all do it the same way. They like it's like they taught each other the magic method, and it's just so crazy, man. Yeah, they start by doing like 2 or 3 separate threes to like start their road, like the momentum, and then it just something happens and it just turns into like no, that right there. No,
yeah, that was it.
Pay attention to like the knees and like the motions that are going on with his like his lower legs. It's like at some point you can see him like jerk a little bit in between each 360. I feel like that might be like he's like leveraging off of that to make the spin continue to happen. But you just got to find where you can lock it in to do it, maybe, so you don't fall. Like
right there, that last one where he does like 3 360s,
yeah,
like, seamlessly.
It's almost like he was like at a certain point putting all the pressure on his front foot and the nose, and then swishing around, and then like once he got back to his nose in the same spot, he could like push off it again.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I've tried to like really look into it. Fernando is actually insane at doing that specific trick. He'll do it for like 10 seconds straight, and you like lose count of how many spins he does. But they do a couple 360s to like get their body in like a rotating motion, and then they'll just like lock in, and then it's just they're like shifting back and forth, like front leg, back leg, but their torso is already in like tornado mode, and then it just they're like spinning across the road nonstop. It's insane.
I have dreams about doing it.
Same.
Okay, so let's back up a bit. Before we get into the next topic, I do want to ask you: have you invented any tricks yourself?
I don't know. Everything I think I've invented, like I'm sure someone's done it. I don't know. Like I like to think that I popularized a couple tricks, like switch 270s. No one really, you didn't see people doing that too much. And then I don't know if I saw it somewhere, like I found some Brazilian skater doing it, then I brought it to Vancouver, and then other people in Vancouver started doing them, like the switch 270 shove. I don't know, like multiple no complies in one slide, doing like 3, like just pushing off your other foot like 5 times, like stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting in the longboard world because we often get in our head like that it might be considered a different trick because we're not riding hard wheels, like tech sliding, comparing it to doing it on like a soft wheel setup. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think like if you're doing this same trick on soft wheels versus hard wheels, it's a different trick, or is it the same trick?
I would say it's the same trick.
Well, okay, maybe I don't know. It depends on the trick. Like learning to 360 on soft wheels was hell for me.
Really?
But then like once I got it, now it's as easy as doing on hard wheels. But I don't know. I don't know if my setup was whack. I was only on a Wolf Shark. Like compared to doing that on just like a regular street skateboard, it was whack. I don't know.
Right. It's like you're learning a trick on a different like board, right? Like it's like learning, is a 360 on a skateboard the same as doing a 360 on a surfboard? Is a kickflip on a surfboard the same as a kickflip on a skateboard?
Yeah, I've never surfed, so I don't know, but I feel like a surfboard would be like insane to do a kickflip on. So
yeah, I mean it's probably a complete different set of physics. So I would go as far to say it's a different trick.
Yeah. But then like when you're doing a like frontside 180 or a 1 foot slide or whatever, like those are a lot easier to do on soft wheels. Not easier than hard wheels, but it's just a lot easier than doing some of like the super techie stuff.
Well, let's kind of deviate from this and let's get into like back into like your kind of coming up in the industry, as you put it. When you started getting into the industry, like what were some of the things that you started doing differently? Whether that's, content creation, more focus on that, or, working with brands in a different, did that affect the way you skated or approached skateboarding? Like, what was it like for you?
I think, my friend group was like famously bad at taking videos of each other. Or like no one had the patience to film our friends. We would always break whatever phones we had. No one had good cameras. We all had the cheapest Android phones. Like, so there's like zero footage of me. Like even to this day, I have like a lot of trouble getting my friends to film me or like having the patience to even do that stuff. And so like compared to the other groups of Vancouver who made a name for themselves by filming like the most scenic videos and getting like super expensive cameras, or like finding that one film kid in high school and like getting him to help film crazy videos for them. Like those kids are the ones that were really big on Loaded, that like Loaded Ambassador program or the orangutan programs and stuff. And then there was like me and my friends would just show up to every single event and just lay it down, just skate as hard as humanly possible, try to be super friendly with everyone, like make as many friends as possible, and then back that up with our like how serious we are about skating. You know what I mean? And I think that's what really helps like make a name for myself, if that makes sense. Like I don't know, like to let people know that I'm not doing this like just as like a silly pastime, and like I'm here to stay. I'm a lifer,
And you're here to have fun, man.
yeah. It was, yeah. It's I don't know. It was really lucky having the amount of people in the Vancouver skate scene as we did, basically, and like all the people from out of town, just being able to network so much. Networking is the wrong word. It sounds like you're a business sociopath. You know what I mean? But like just being able to meet so many people, and then you'll like show up to an event, and there's like this guy you haven't seen in 2 years that whatever is like now he's progressed so much and he's pro on this and whatever, and like maybe you want to get on this team, and like now you got him in.
So is it hard for you to like navigate the industry since you didn't have any footage? Or did you go to events and just like showing off your prowess as a skater, did that kind of get you opportunities?
The events fully did it. I mean, there were so many events back in the day, and the Vancouver scene was pretty big, and so like you didn't really need that footage. That was like before Instagram was like massive. You know what I mean? So like not like many people had shitloads of followers or like super poppin' YouTube videos. You were just lucky if you could get another brand to post your YouTube video on their page.
Right.
Or in my case, Les would like, because he knew that we sucked at filming, and he would accommodate. He'd be like, all right, like you're coming with me. We got to make a video so I can like show off this board, or just show you skating or something like that. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah. Seems like he was like a good person to have around, who was actually like had it figured out. Like, all right, we know what's going on with your situation. Let's fix it.
No, fully. I wouldn't be the person I am today without Les. Like he was like a life coach, a skate coach, and everything. He opened up so many doors, gave me so many opportunities. I cannot thank him enough.
But let's be honest. Like when we're talking about you in the scene at the time you were in it, there was a lot more focus on going to races, and free rides weren't really there for any other kind of purpose than to maybe film a team video for a brand that would send their whole team there, or just have fun, man. So like, you know, there's very little opportunity for people in your shoes to like pick up on a team filming video, or like go anywhere and have any kind of media coverage that's not a race. That's just the time that you were kind of coming up in. Like,
Yeah. No, I will say, like, the races we went to for the first couple of years, we weren't serious about racing, but the race would be a 3-day event usually. And the first 2 days would be free ride. And then the third day would be like the morning is free ride, and then the race starts. And we would just go to like free ride. We could pay the full price, but like, everyone knew we're getting knocked out first round in the race. We weren't taking it seriously at all. Like my first couple of years, if you dug really hard for like the early ABEC videos and stuff like that of Vancouver races, you can find videos of me not knowing how to toe side pre-drift. Like I learned to toe side pre-drift at events.
this is a guy who has definitely started his skate journey on a double kick. Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I literally had to take a whole summer by myself, forcing myself to learn how to toe side pre-drift. And then I did it in a road and dislocated the shit out of my shoulder. And I was like, all right, it's do or die. Like I got to learn this shit or I'm going to die. So it was very motivating for me to learn that trick.
Yeah, my first year at Giants Head, I switch heeled every toe side corner because I couldn't toe side pre-drift.
Wow, that is insane. I can't even imagine that, man. Damn. I would have been doing like reverse entries and shit, but switch heel. Yeah, I think now that I think back about it, you mentioned in a Landyachtz video and like a little interview clip or something that you learned to skate at Giants Head. Does that hold any like truth to it, or is that just kind of like I don't know. Explain what you meant by that comment.
Well, like I could do tricks, like I could free ride, I could do heel checks and 180s and whatever. But like when you're skating in Vancouver, and especially in that day of age, like we were all coming up, we were all like, the cool thing was to do like maybe a 10-foot slide. Like we weren't going crazy fast into corners and like holding out like 100-foot slides and stuff. And then we show up at Giant's Head and we're like, oh, this is how, like, this is why those tricks are necessary. This is why you're not just doing a 180 slide, or no, you don't do 180s at Giant's Head. You're not just doing speed checks to like show off or whatever. It's not just like a style thing. Like there's a practical use to this, and also like really fast into like corners and stuff. There's like a specific way to hook up, and like specific, like you got to take the apex and stuff like that. And like that's what I mean by I learned to skate, because that's where I learned why we're doing any of this stuff and how to get really good at it, because that road is so challenging.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I feel like you're spot on there. Like that is the road that I think if you ever go skate it and you're a free rider, you learn the tactical application of this tricks you're doing. Whereas like if you're just doing straightaways and shit, it's just like combos. It's a different type of skating. It's hard to bring that slide style into anything but Giant's Head. I will say, like, I've still yet to see anyone besides maybe like Jesse bring that like free ride straightaway style with all the tricks and stuff into a open road downhill run.
Yeah. That's Stanford. I'm gonna use that. What did you say? Tactical application. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna use that. That's man. That's like the perfect way to bring it.
Well, it's not very often you get like a path as long as Giant said. So, like you get like 2 or 3 corners of your regular path session. You're like, oh, cool. I could do like a slide in every corner. Yippee! But then when you go to Giant's Head, you're like, I'm going fast. I need to slow down. I'm going switch right now. How do I slow down going switch in this hairpin corner? You know, like
yeah.
That's
because all the other races like in Vancouver that we had attended around that time, that was actually, I think Giant Head was the first event I ever attended, but whatever. Like everything else was big roads, like borderline highway bomb style stuff. Like you'd be crazy to even try doing a stand-up slide in any of those corners. So everything was just hands down or grip. And Giant Head was like the first one where like if you could skate that all without putting your hands to the ground, like you are a god amongst men. Like that's some very high skill level stuff. Nowadays, that's just the normal. Like no one really skates their hands down unless they're trying to like go super fast. You know what I mean?
I know, right? The god amongst men thing got me excited for a second. I was like, wait, everybody can do that now. Shit, have you ever been to the Salt Spring Slasher?
Yeah, Salt Spring Slasher is gnarly.
Yeah, it's
just like 90 into a right hand hairpin, basically.
Yeah, that road is what came to mind when you said like all hands down grip versus
yeah, that's exactly right. That's the style of roads that most of the other events were.
And when I think about like people riding roads like in a free ride kind of fashion, I can't imagine it on that road for whatever reason. I just think like it's super fucking gnarly to do a stand-up toe side or heel side or whatever into that righty, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. My friend Sam Neville, this is like when we were teenagers and everyone's riding with like duct tape leathers and stuff like that. He got like he podiumed at the Salt Spring race without not wearing leathers and didn't change wheels all weekend. Like everyone's just like you're insane, like you're going to die, like this is how you actually end up getting airlifted to the hospital. He's just like high and drunk. He's just like, nah bro, I got this, and just beats everyone. It was, yeah man, that hill is so gnarly.
Win the party and the race at the same time.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you've been going to Giant's Head for a while. Like, what other events around like the Vancouver area are you kind of like getting your community fix in these days? Like, you know, to link up with people who aren't from Vancouver. Like, I mean, you know, as a part of this community, we are like constantly having to like go to events to like reconvene and stay connected with people. Is that kind of the case with you, or are you kind of like content on your little Vancouver scene and just kind of stick with that?
No, I especially now that the scene is kind of, well, it's a Vancouver thing where the scene is dropped off a little bit. Now it's coming back together, and people are coming out of the woodwork. We're getting a couple new skaters here and there, but the event has yet to catch up. So we used to have a race out in Kimberley, like Skylands DH, and we had the Britannia Classic, and we had Whistler and Danger Bay, and we still have Danger Bay. But we used to have so many races, and basically none of them exist anymore. And like we're having our last year of Danger Bay. Hopefully someone takes over that. And there's like not much to keep people like stoked in Vancouver anymore. So like I definitely, people are going to like traveling to different events now a lot more often than they used to. And I have yet to catch up to that, to get on that train. But hopefully this coming summer, I'm going to be ripping around California and stuff, going to hit some events.
Well, what are you kind of looking for? Like, what's your ideal kind of event vibe?
Since there's been so few races, I have not had practice in doing like crazy downhill stuff outside of BPs, which we've skated that for so long. That's become like easy. It's like light work. And so I want to go skate some like fast free ride. Like that's why like Tepe and Tacos looked so good. That was like perfect. And now that one disappeared. So I gotta find some events like that.
I think Tepe and Tacos is still happening. I think this might be the last year though, from what I heard.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's disappearing, but yeah.
Okay. If you're looking for fast freeride, man, I would say like you definitely got to hit San Diego and like get in touch with the crew there, and also North Carolina, bro. Like you should just go live in North Carolina for like a month.
Dude, the videos I see out of North Carolina make me make me wet. Like I want to go to North Carolina so badly, man.
Bro,
it looks crazy.
Also, like Puerto Rico would probably be your thing too. Like the Pirates event, if you went there for like 2 weeks, there's some really sick hills in that, and it's like paradise. Like in the middle of February, 80 degrees, jump in the ocean.
That would be one hell of a vacation. That would be super sick.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy the vibe of like living somewhere for a little bit and just being part of the community. I know the skate estate in North Carolina, they'd probably put you up.
I mean,
but
yeah, I'm like keeping in contact. I'm kind of homies with a couple guys out there, but I don't know. I can just never get the timing to work, and like especially in the summer, that's when I'm just like get busy, get tired. Like I don't handle the heat too well. I don't know what it is. Living in Vancouver, we're so used to being cold, polar bears kind of thing, and then so like the sun comes out, and like I'm melting. I don't want to move, and then I can't imagine being somewhere where it's like even warmer. I'd be useless.
Yeah, dry heat and humid heat are two different. It's a totally different experience. Where humid heat, you will sweat by even if you're not moving at all. Whereas you can skate for 2 hours in dry heat and not drop a single drop of sweat. It's insane.
Yeah, I guess we get like crazy humidity. Like there's for like 2 months because we don't get a very long summer here, and so for like our summer is probably 4 months, and the 2 months in the middle, it's just like straight humid heat. Like we get a heat wave, and it's horrible.
Yeah, I remember living in Portland. Like it was so humid, and the heat was like so weird. I would feel myself being dehydrated. Like in dry heat, you don't notice that. Like it's weird. I think you're just sweating so much more, and your brain just starts to dry out, and you're just like, duh. But yeah, another event you should probably check out is Ditch Slap, dude. I would really like to see how you approach.
I've always wanted to hit a ditch slap.
Bro.
Ditch slap and Kona, King of Kona. Those events are crazy.
Yeah, Ditch Slap is a must hit, and if you can manage to like get a crew together and drive there is so much super dope like random roads, skate parks, epic nature on the way there. When I was living with the homies in Portland, we had a skate bus, and we would take it down through like Nevada, Arizona, over to New Mexico, hit ditch slap, and just camp the whole time. And then we'd rip back up through Colorado, hang with like the Venom crew, skate all their shit, and then go up through Utah. And the whole time it's just like skate a park, skate a hill, go on a nature hike. Like it's if you're a good planner, definitely make a super epic trip at a ditch slap. Like
yeah, that would be sick. I really, really hope that I can get my stuff together for this summer to be able to travel. I don't know. I'm such an unorganized like slob. I can never like manage all that stuff.
Well, get a credit card.
Yep.
Put a flight on credit and then be like, all right, I guess I'm going. I'm stuck. Well, anyways, let's kind of get back into your trajectory of skating and stuff. So yeah, when I first heard about you, you were a Rayne rider, and that was kind of like towards the end of days of Rayne. Like, how was it for you in that time frame, kind of like experiencing that? Because like, correct me if I'm wrong, you kind of came into the Rayne team when they still had like the really cool shapes, like the kill switch and like the dark side and the other side and all that like crazy stuff they were doing. Like,
Yeah.
how was it kind of like moving through the Rayne timeline eventually until it kind of dropped off?
Well, like to be honest, once they came out with the home wrecker, that's all I wrote. That's like I didn't even pay attention to anything else that was going on. But you could definitely see the cracks in the walls and like see as like certain team riders, like the really big name team riders, left, and Rayne started getting a little bit smaller, a little bit less like commanding in the industry and like the overall things, and like other brands were getting way bigger. So like Arbor and I blanking on names, but yeah, Arbor was like they were always like the cruiser board thing, and then Arbor and Sector 9 like slowly started becoming like big names in the downhill scene, and they kind of I think they took a bit of Rayne's market share because Rayne was tapering off, and these guys were getting way bigger. And it's like, yeah, I guess eventually, I think the guys that were running Rayne, like they lost a few like very high talent members that were keeping it like really big. Les in particular, he left to go start Flatspot and stuff. That's when Rayne kind of just coasted for a really long time, and you could see like there wasn't a lot of new like really popular stuff coming out. They kept coming out with new boards, but it wasn't like the talk of the town, and like every kid didn't need it. But those boards are dope. Like a lot of those boards they came out with in the later days, especially like the Jake Ballantyne board. Like those boards are super sick. The bright side and stuff like that. But it's just it kind of other brands became the talk of the town, and then I was just comfy riding my home wrecker, so I didn't notice or care. Honestly, I was just, as long as you guys are still making home wreckers, I'm chilling. And they're like the Rayne wheels back in the day. Those were basically easy hogs before easy hogs, and they were like they wore down fast. They feigned heavy, and they slid incredibly easily. And they would give me, and thank you to them, but they would give me so many sets of those wheels, and I would just destroy them and like contact them like a month or two later and be like, all right, I need like 6 more sets of wheels, please. And they'd give me like just a bunch of them. But
nice. He sounds like you can get replenished quite frequently, man.
I was also riding like the 60 mil wheels. Like I'd get the cheap small ones, and so they were like, all right, well, if you're getting the I don't know, not massive, like more expensive wheels, then we can give you a couple more sets.
Nice, dude.
Any opportunities of a pro model wheel?
No, I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed, man. I used to dream about I get like pro model stuff, but I think like now that the longboards scene as like internationally has become very dominated by your influencer status. Like I wouldn't be able to promote much unless I have other people like filming for me, or I'm sending my footage into other brands and they're willing to make me a bigger name on their behalf. Because I've only got like, I don't even think I have 1,500 followers. You have guys with like 20,000 followers and stuff, and they have actual reach, right? And so it makes sense to give them a pro model board or pro model wheel or whatever, because they can do half the marketing for the brand for free. And it like, I'm sure they're getting like some commission or something on their wheel or their board or their pro model, whatever. And so it's kind of like a mutualistic relationship, which allows like you can utilize your followers to sell this product that is going to make the brands money, but also make you money based on your commission.
Yeah, it's a weird time. It almost kind of seems like a pipe dream to think that just really rad skateboarding is enough to, warrant a opportunity. But I also do think like, maybe this is a little bit of like a traditionalist mindset, but I do think like it is up to the brand to also like support the skater. They can't just lean on the skater to do all the work, especially like in this era of like Instagram and like followers and all that shit. Like if you're 100% relying on a rider's following to support the brand, I feel like that's kind of backwards. Like it should be the other way around. Like the brand should be supporting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a fine line to it, right? Like if I'm very lucky to live in Vancouver where Landyachtz is based. And so I have this special opportunity where I can go filming with Landyachtz, and they do help me like make a name for myself or be popular because they film videos for me and use me for their marketing, and I can do cool tricks and people recognize me, and it's like a fun little circle that happens there. But then other people that aren't so lucky and they live, I don't know, Jared, for example, like he has to travel into Vancouver and hopefully be able to go out and film. And then you'll see him popping up on the like Landyachtz Instagram. And like every once in a while, because they have so many people sending them in footage, they have like quite a few team riders around the world. Every once in a while, you'll see something that you sent them pop up. But so like a lot of the time they're coming out with a new board, they only got prototypes, they're coming out with a new something, or they just want to get rid of whatever extra thing for the new season. They'll like call people in because they're like, we need footage of this specific thing. And so like that's where I'm lucky to be able to be one of the guys they call.
Okay.
And then,
team riders, man.
Yeah. And then like, yeah, I guess it just like it's not. I'm trying to listen to a business podcast, but like it's not cheap making a pro model product, right? Like they gotta do a lot of work behind the scenes to be able to conceptualize the product and like make a shitload of it to bring it to market. And they can't just do that on a whim. Like they have to know that this guy is a big deal. They have to know that like people are going to buy the product because it says Byron Essert on it, and everyone's like insane over Byron Essert. You can put out like a total crap product, but it says Byron Essert, and it's really like it's going to sell. And then insane bonus points if it's a really, really good product and it says Byron Essert on it. Then now it got that like initial push because people love Byron and they love Powell or whatever. And so everyone buys it, they try it, and they're like, oh, this has staying power. This is a really, really good product. And then now everything's come together. It works perfectly. But if you did the same thing with some random person no one's ever heard of, it could be the best product in the world and no one would know because like, who is this guy? I don't want to spend $80 on a wheel that has like, I don't know, Billy Bob Jr., like his name on it. Like who's Billy Bob Jr.?
Feel that? Okay, well,
you got a point.
How about this take then? What about if you design a product but don't put your name on it? Like say you got the opportunity to design a wheel, but there was no like they just called it the Easy Hog 2.0 or whatever. What about those opportunities?
Those opportunities, that's where then it's up to the brand to do all the marketing, right? And then that's when, with pro model wheels, they give out to everyone, and they it's not just the pro doing the marketing, but the pro helps a lot. You know what I mean? But when you're coming up with a product like that, then yeah, it's it's a collaborative process. I think they get all sorts of team writers to prototype everything. I think all brands do that, and everyone gets to put in some help and give their criticisms and how they can improve the product. And brands are definitely doing that. And I've helped. Well, I've given some feedback and helped. I don't know, tell Landyachtz you should maybe do this more and cut the tail a bit shorter on this, or these wheels are too sticky, maybe don't release those and whatever. But they're every brand has so many riders and so many people they can ask, and they probably it's a very collaborative process. And I think that's I think that's probably a safer, better way to do things personally.
Yeah, safety seems to be the key right now, for sure.
But then, yeah, that's especially because longboarding is not the biggest, most money making, sport industry, whatever you want to call it. They do have to cut corners here and there on their marketing. You know what I mean? They don't have the craziest marketing budgets, and even if you are trying to push a certain product, you can't. Realistically, you can only advertise to the small group of niche longboarders for this high performing slide wheel or whatever. The high performing slide wheel isn't probably going to get newbies buying it or get other people into longboarding. There's two different avenues of marketing and two different products. You know what I mean?
For sure. All right, well, let's kind of stray away from that whole thing. We could go on for hours about it. We got a couple more questions here, and then we're going to wrap things up. All right.
Cool.
So here's a question that we like to ask our guests sometimes, and I think this kind of applies to you pretty good. How has skateboarding impacted your life outside of the sport?
It's everything. It shaped my entire life. I'm sure it's probably the same with you guys. All I do is wear I don't think there's any T-shirt in my wardrobe that isn't a longboard event T-shirt or a skate brand. It's all I can talk about. It's all encompassing, man, and it has been for a very, very long time. I base my personality off being a longboarder.
That's insane. Do you have any friends who are don't do anything with longboarding?
Yeah, most of my friends don't nowadays, because everyone's kind of quit longboarding over time. But a lot of my friends don't longboard, but they know damn well all about it because I won't shut up.
That's funny. Yeah, I feel you there, man. It's good to have a lot of people who skate around, for sure. So you actually feel supported in your choices in life. Yeah, what are some lessons that skateboarding has taught you?
It's taught me that people aren't as intimidating or evil as you think they are. You can make friends just about anywhere. And we used to see videos of people online and make up these crazy stories and think certain ways about people's personality. And you see them at an event, and everyone's such good friends. Everyone's so friendly. It kind of brings you out of your shell because it helps you humanize the world. You know what I mean? You realize the world's not that evil, not out to get you. Everyone's so nice. Everyone's so chill. Yeah.
I like that. That is kind of true. I feel we don't really get the opportunity to really get to know people too well at skate events. But I mean, if you survive a run together with someone else, it's pretty eye-opening to the kind of person they are.
Yeah.
So where do you want to kind of take your skateboarding from here on out? What are you what vibes are you feeling in this modern day, and what are you looking forward to doing with skating?
Now that I've got my hands on these dragon wheels, I'm just looking forward to doubling down what I'm doing. They made everything so crazy, and I just wanna rip dragons, man. Dragons have opened up a whole new world of tech sliding. I can do like the wildest tricks on an even larger wheelbase, and so I can go like even faster, which means I can do even wilder tricks. But that's got me back in love with riding soft wheels too now. So I was pretty honed in on hard wheels, and now I'm like super stoked on like I guess easy hogs. Easy hogs are like the dopest wheel ever. You can just like do fucking 100-foot stand-ups into corners like with ease. And so it's I don't know. I just want to push the envelope as far as I can until my knees give out.
What's what wheel are you riding? Like what duro and what size?
I'm riding. I mean, mostly I've been riding easy hogs recently. Now that it's raining, and I'm riding the. I actually don't know. I'm riding the orange and yellow swirl ones. Those are like the slidiest ones, I think. And I'm riding the bigger ones, which are like 63 mil, I think, 64, something like that.
Yeah, so Tanaka tears those wheels apart.
Yeah, and then those wheels, like they're all supposedly the same duro. I think at one point there was 2 different duros, but every color acts like a completely different wheel. Like the dye affects it in some weird way. And so like the purple swirl ones are crazy slidey, the white ones are crazy slidey, the black ones are a lot like gummier and grippier. The like blue ones are really like gummy, but they're still really slidey, but it's like a harder kick out. You'll notice like distinct differences in every color.
Wow, that's like that's got me thinking more about color theory of skateboard wheels.
Like So loves the black ones, and I don't love the black ones so much. Like I don't know what it is about that. Like I find them gummy. I find them like really hard to kick out. So I think he likes that grip because he goes so fast into his slides.
For sure.
I don't think that gumminess bothers him. And then they ice like sugar. You know what I mean? They slide so far. But I want like the easiest kick out humanly possible.
So what's your setup right now? What are you riding?
Right now I'm riding a a sidewalker with Valkyries and easy.
Really? Valkyries?
Yeah,
What?
Valkyries are a cheat code, man. Valkyries changed the game.
That's crazy. Which ones are you riding? What's like the angles and the widths?
45 sim, and I managed to get my hands on like the longest ones they make. I think they're like 160 to 170, something like that.
Wild. And Sidewalker, you said?
Yeah, Holotech Sidewalker.
Hell yeah.
Good setup.
Yeah, but what are you going to be riding in the videos? Because the Sidewalker isn't available.
I've been stressing about that a lot, and I don't know. I gotta change my setup. I gotta see. Landyachtz is cooking up some good stuff, I think, and hopefully there'll be like a pretty hype single kick or some fun stuff that I'll be able to ride because I need a kicktail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I think I know which board you're talking about, Reese. Yeah,
I don't know what board I'm talking about.
Oh, wait, you don't? I know. I mean, well, I don't know if we should say it on the air, but we can text each other. But I think I know which board you're talking about.
No, I think I know what board you think I'm talking about, and I actually don't know if that's even happening still. Like I don't know.
Oh, it's not?
It might be, but they like change directions with it, or maybe they just stop talking about it as much. Like I don't know. And then there's like 2 or 3 other things in the works, and we'll see what lands. We'll see what hits. Landyachtz is doubling down this year. They're taking it seriously. I think the next 2 years for Landyachtz is going to be hype.
Well, with the word
Nice.
kicktail being involved in the conversation, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I mean, no promises because I don't know. They have so many good ideas that they don't even know what to double down on, and there's only so much room on the lineup to release new boards and stuff, right? So
Tough,
I don't know. I'm excited to see what they come up with because there's a lot of good ideas.
Well,
A
I
lot
think,
of really talented engineers and stuff that work there too.
yeah,
Aaron is the man for sure.
Yeah.
I do think that longboarding is going to be taking a more like freestyle self-expression approach the next few years, because I think everyone's definitely kind of burnt out on pushing it to the limit, you know, and people want to keep skating, but they don't want to push it that far.
Well,
That's
it's
the answer.
I feel like that's more of a like the risk is no longer worth the reward because there is no reward anymore. Because like it was kind of like like the bigger tricks you land, the more podiums you got, like the more tours and magazine shots you got, you get a pro model. Like the more you did, like the more you got. And whereas that, I feel like that transaction like still kind of is a thing today, but it's not like the reward is not as big. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, look how hard Diego had to work for a Red Bull sponsorship.
Dude, the stuff Diego does actually like makes me like so terrified. I don't know, that stuff's absolutely insane. But also, like, I found that I think that stuff that style of skating, especially in North America, or like the Pacific Northwest in particular, Pacific Northwest, in my opinion, invented longboarding and like popularized it, and then the rest of the world got a hold of it. And it wasn't until very recently, with these like international events getting really popular, that North Americans would show up to Europe or somewhere, and they think they're the shit because they've only skated their hills with their local people, and they're like winning races around North America. And then they show up to this European hill where you're going like probably 1.5 times the speed you've like ever gone before anything accessible in your hometown. And then there's these European skaters that are like insane, and all like that's their local hill. And like you get people like Diego, they're just like, yeah, like 120 is like easy for me. Like this is all I skate. I'm trying to find a faster hill. And you're like, I've never seen a hill like this in my life. And it just really humbled a lot of the racers.
Absolutely. Like what you said, like we are only familiar with what we do in our own local scenes, and then you think you're the shit, and then you go to a bigger pond and you're like, oh no, I suck.
Yeah,
like,
and like, no one was expecting that to come out of Europe and like Brazil and like around the world like that. Like I don't think we were like saw that at all. And then just out of nowhere, it seemed like it happened overnight. Like there's just so many insane skaters from around the world.
Yeah, and then you get like, the random like mutation of the community that is just like comes out of nowhere and doesn't skate with anybody, and then can just destroy at slide jams and just do absolutely ridiculous shit. Like every now and then you get something like that. But I feel like, with the way things have been going, like I feel like there's going to be a lot more opportunity for people to like shine for themselves and enjoy their own skating more personally, because hopefully it will take it out of the Euro style of skateboarding and kind of bring it into the more like, how can I have fun on my local hill? Like that's where like easy hogs and dragons come into play. Like you can go on dragons down a hill and it feels like you're going 50 miles an hour, but you're only going like 10 miles an hour because it's so damn slidey. It makes it like way more fun, way more accessible for everybody.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. Yeah, I think that humbling, or like that realizing that the skill level required to be like actually a super competitive racer is like quite a bit higher than initially thought. I think that's what's going to make people kind of second think putting in that much work into something so risky, and like Jared said, with like relatively little reward compared to freeriding, where there's, I don't know, the playing field is much more even. You don't have to like almost kill yourself doing like going 130 kilometers through a tunnel doing a toe side pre-drift or something. Like I don't know, it's much more inviting, and it's way more like fun, I think.
Yeah, I do want to see like slide jam style skating come back though. I feel like we've been focusing on free riding for a long time, and like I don't know, like okay, you can skate any hill in the world safely. That's great, perfect. But like, what else can you do on a hill? Like where does it go from here,
Yeah, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I love going fast, but that I love going fast within my limits. And once the limits are like if you did like grade 11 physics and you realize like I don't know, like car going this way at 30 kilometers an hour and me going down the hill at 120, if we like even touch, I explode. That's some wild stuff. I'll keep it around 80. Like, you know what I mean? Like then you might not explode. You might break something, but you won't disintegrate. You know what I mean? Like it's
That's why North Carolina is cool, bro, because you can't go that fast, but all the hills are like maxed out because there's so many turns.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like playing it safe, honestly. It sounds like I'm talking shit, but I just like playing it safe.
No, dude, we need ambassadors for the sport who are saying like, yo, you can enjoy it, you can push it, you don't have to go 2,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
All right, so we got this segment that we play for our guests. It's called Break That Trick. So what Break That Trick is we're gonna play a video clip of one of your slides, and we would appreciate it if you could help our audience learn the trick by breaking it down.
Oh, sure, yeah. That's my forte.
Cool. And also, we want to see more tutorials from you.
I gotta work on getting content out there, man. That's one of my biggest regrets.
Dude, there's so many tricks that people don't know how to do that could probably learn, but there's no tutorials to teach them.
Yeah.
Talk with Jared after this interview. He says he has a drone, and that's how he's been filming himself.
You get one of those self-filming drones, Jared?
Dude, it's a game changer, bro.
I've been looking at them. DJI just released a video on the like version 2 of their self-filming drone. And the one thing that was stopping me was the follow speed, but the new one has like a way I can go like 40 kilometers an hour or something, and that's more.
Yeah, no, the new one can fly faster. I learned the one I have now, the Neo 1. It can, let's see, we clocked it at 18 before we got out of range, or before she couldn't keep up anymore. So for like a techie run, it should be perfect. Or even like dancing, freestyle, slalom, even just cruising.
No, I think Neo 2 is going to be one of my next big purchases. That stuff looks crazy.
I recommend it, man. It's only the new one is going to be like $225
It's cheap. It was like whatever, not half the price, but it was 3/4 the price I thought it was going to be, and I was like, I'm sold.
Yeah, no, that's what's really selling it for everybody. It's such a simple. It's not a super high tech drone. It's basically for like simple, like very user friendly, like very beginner friendly. Like you don't need a crazy. I mean, you do still have to get it certified with the FAA, or I don't know what the Canadian version of that is. But I don't know what the drone laws are in Canada, but America, especially where I live near military bases, so you really got to be careful with no-fly zones.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. No, I think I'll be okay. I mean, if it's not going more than 10 feet off the ground or whatever, just following you on your skateboard, I think that's fine. I think we only have to register. Oh, you know what? I have no clue. I think you only have to register if you're flying over a certain height and stuff like that. There is like full-on no-fly zones, like by airports and stuff, where it's like, don't even bring a drone in this vicinity. But I think just putting around an alley or something, I'm probably safe.
Oh yeah, something that low should be no problem at all.
All right, let's break down this trick.
All right, we're talking slide shove.
Is it a regular slide shove?
Well, I want to know more so about a slide 360 shove, if you got that one.
Slide 3, the 360 to pseudo big spin kind of slide shove thing. Okay, at this point you learn big spins first, just riding flatlands, like big spin. No popping or anything, just kind of like a cheater big spin. And then once you get like pretty confident with those, you have to learn big switch heels while standing on your tail, which is a bit more difficult because you don't want to shift your weight the wrong way. You'll end up launching the board out from under you or doing a wheelie or something silly. Once
ask
once
you
you've got like relatively confident in both of those tricks, it's just slamming a switch heel until you're at a comfortable balance point and popping a big spin.
Let me ask you something. Are you is your left foot, like after you do the switch heel, is your left foot pushing it out to help the big spin? Or are you doing all of the scooping with your right foot?
I think my left foot pushes it out the tiniest bit. It depends. Like I've yet to like hone in the like exact science on this. If you don't use your right foot, the board doesn't launch forward, and you don't have to jump forwards as much, which helps if you're going slower. If you're going faster, you want to use your left foot because like your body will be flying down the hill, like you're going fast, and your board will like land behind you if you don't use your left foot. So you need to push your board forward a bit.
Gotcha. Okay.
So when you hop, how do you keep your board sliding forward momentum when you hop off your board so that you can catch it?
I think that's just because from the slidiness. I'm riding dragons in that video, so I think that's just from the slidiness of the wheels, and the hill is like that I'm on is deceptively steep. Like it's a lot steeper than it looks in that video, and so everything is just being carried down the hill, and so it keeps your momentum, it keeps your board like flying. I'm going not that fast, I guess, but it's like fast enough. You don't come to a stop when you do the big spin. You're getting close to a stop, but you definitely still got some speed, and that's what melds everything together. Because if you do come to a stop, it kind of like it hooks up the board, almost like goes backwards behind you, and you're like going forwards and stuff. So you need to do it while you're still moving.
Yep, that's what I've had before. Where like I'll try it and it'll just like I'll kick it behind me for whatever reason.
Yeah, that trick is deceptively easy. Like it's like a magic trick. It's like a combination of two things that are kind of simple. Like a big spin is something that it's like one of the first tricks kids learn when they're like getting kind of good at street skating. It's just like a silly like no pop big spin. And like blasting a switch heel, especially on dragons, is like not impossible. Like that's a pretty simple thing too. And you do some like sleight of hand magic, you know what I mean? It's just like just putting them together quickly.
All right. We got one more question and then we'll get into our hot take section, which is how we ended up. I just want to know what like safety gear do you swear by when going out and learning tricks? Like if you know you're going to be suffering through a session, what do you use?
My ankle brace and gloves. That's I used to be a big knee pads guy though. Like when you're a learning man, knee pads it up. I wore knee pads for like 10 years. And then like the meta was to be a cool guy and not wear knee pads. And so I just accept it. I just rock.
Oh my God. What about crash pants? You ever rock those?
Yeah, I mean, so I've got these like leather motorcycle pants that I wear anytime I'm doing like crazy downhill, which I've not had an opportunity to be going fast enough or like sketchy enough to wear them in like years. But yeah, crash pants are huge. Like when I put on the leather pants, like Jake's rash, if I'm not wearing leather pants, I'm like playing it pretty safe, like kind of sketch, like I don't want to skate too close to people. I put on the leather pants, I'm a different person. I'm like skating like a madman, like so dangerously.
What about like crash pads that go around your hips and your tailbone and
pads? I was never a fan of crash pads. I don't know. I just succumbed to the swell bow and the swell hip and the swell whatever. Like I'm whatever. Like swelling nowhere near as bad as road rash.
I think what really made me a believer of the crash pads around the tailbone and stuff is I kept crashing like on my side, and I think my pelvis has like a fracture in it because I just kept catching hippers like full bodied myself so many times. Eventually, it's just like, yeah, okay, can't do that anymore. I honestly just gotta stop falling. That's the key.
Dude, there's this scene from Greener Pastures where I don't even remember who it is. Some like Swedish guy, blonde hair. I don't know. Like
Eric Lundberg?
a random whim. He's like, yeah, I kept falling and stuff, and like I had to like take so many breaks from skating. So I just told myself, stop falling, and I never fell again. I took that to heart. That stuck with me, man. Just don't fall. Just don't. Just don't do it.
I'm going to ask you a rapid fire series of questions, and you can answer with the first thing that comes to mind.
All right. When you wipe your ass, Reese, do you crinkle or fold the toilet paper?
I fold the toilet paper. What?
Everybody poops, Reese. It's okay.
Square
Square lip or
like the toilet paper, you ball up? Like what?
no? Like some people, like they'll fold the toilet paper. Or sometimes they'll just crinkle it up and just kind of, just.
Yo, the crinkling, that's barbaric. I've never even heard of, or I've never even thought of that. That's crazy work.
That's some child shit. That's some don't know any better shit.
Yeah, some people will be like that. All right. Second question: square lip or round lip?
Guess my answer.
Round lip. All right, that was an easy one. Third question: dream skate spot or location?
Oh, it's tied between Sun Peaks, so it doesn't exist anymore. So it's got to be Giant's Head, but that's kind of a tie.
All right, Giant's Head or Sun Peaks. All right, good answer. Good answer.
Favorite skate trip food?
Oh, I don't know. Just a greasy old hamburger probably hits the spot almost every time.
Oh yeah, that's rejuvenating stuff right there. Soft wheel or hard wheel?
Oh, that's such a tough question. It depends on the day. Hard wheel life.
Okay, wow. Well, what's your favorite Duro?
Duro?
Yep.
What Duro? Or I mean, I'm inclined to say 99, but Dragons are 93, but they act like they're 100 plus. So, hard. The hard Duro.
All right, how about this one? Skate trip. Who's in the van and where are you going? Can be anybody.
Anywhere. I don't know. We're probably. I can't just say Giant's Head for every answer, but we're going to Giant's Head. And I don't know. I got all my boys with me, and probably last, like realistically. If somehow I could get all the guys I grew up with skating back into skating, it would be them.
Hell yeah.
The Shithawks.
What's your most memorable event?
Memorable event?
Yeah, most memorable skate event.
I think Britannia Classic back in the day. That was some serious stuff. And that was like, I don't know, it was just very community oriented. And so that was
Yeah, those sound fun. Any year in particular, or were they all a rip?
Oh man, I cannot remember years in particular because I was just smoking so much weed at that time.
All the same.
They're all the same.
Do you listen to music when you skate?
I used to listen to music when I skated. I'll do it when I'm like free riding or like seshing a hill, but I don't do it when I'm skating downhill because I want to hear cars and hear clapping and not be a danger to society.
What song are you going to listen to hype yourself up for a skate run?
Oh, like the heaviest dubstep. I don't know.
I always appreciate that about you guys at the Giant's Head campsite. You're always busting out the sick dubstep. I'm glad someone's still out here doing it.
I'll put on some like old Murata or something, some like crazy tear out.
All right, if you could skate with any skater, dead or alive, who would it be?
Probably that Skate Furia guy.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be?
I've been looking into that so heavily, and I don't know. I want the Florida warm climate, but I want there to be bus runs like Vancouver has, and I want there to be like a bustling skate community, and I need like to be close proximity to like city stuff so I can go mosh to angry dubstep. Like, I don't know. So probably North Carolina, but realistically California. But California's priced. I don't know.
You're probably thinking about San Francisco or the Oakland area.
I've been looking into that. That's like kind of close to home. I'm still not like horrible to go like visit my parents and family and stuff. So I don't know. It's
Longboarding or downhill skateboarding?
downhill skateboarding sounds more esteemed. I like it.
All right. Is longboarding to you a sport, a lifestyle, or an art?
Yes. Can I just say yes?
No, pick one.
It's a lifestyle, man. It's totally a lifestyle.
Hell yeah. I don't get too many of those, but I appreciate it. Who would your ideal sponsor be that's not a longboarding brand?
You know those really spicy instant noodles with the chicken on them? The Bulldog instant noodles?
Oh, that'd be a great sponsor.
Wait, hold on.
Bulldog instant noodles.
Wait, hold on. How high of a quality are we talking about here? What on a scale from 1 to 5? How good are Bulldog?
I mean, if you like pooping fire and like actually like sweating your ass off, the 2X Bulldog, I think I'm addicted to them.
The boy likes to shit fire. All right. How about this one? What's the kookiest trend happening now?
The kookiest trend. Oh man, I'm not too up to date on trends. Probably, I personally think the board's getting ridiculously small. Like you're riding like an 18-inch wheelbase with like 140 mil trucks, and like you've chopped your board down to like 7 inches so it doesn't like stick out past your like wheels and stuff. Like that's a step too far. I don't know, man.
How about this one? Who's the GOAT of longboarding and downhill skateboarding?
Kyle Martin. I don't know.
Hell yeah. That's proper as fuck. I like that answer.
My answer to the last one probably less realistically, probably less like, or like some of those behind the scenes people that aren't actually like crazy skaters, but they make the skate scene what they are. Like those are the goats, man. Those are the unspoken goats.
10,000%. All right. Is there anything or anyone you want to shout out? Any social media handles we should follow before we let you go?
It's impossible to spell my Instagram or social media handles, so just look me up and you'll find it. Shout out Landyachtz. Thank them for everything. Shout out you guys. This was really fun. Yeah, that's all I got, man. I'm not up to too much.
Cool. Well, hell yeah, brother. Thanks for sliding through on the Can't Kickflip podcast. Any tips for our listeners on how to pull off a proper kickflip before we go?
The proper kickflip. If you happen to have a basement or like a grass patch and just a deck with no trucks or wheels on it, that's probably the least painful way to learn to kickflip.
All righty. Go out there and learn to kickflip, y'all. Thanks for sliding through, Reese. You have a good one. We'll see you at the hill.
Yeah, thanks so much. This is really fun, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah.